what's up YouTube? How are you doing? Welcome, good to have you here during the Friday afternoon, Central European time at least, live stream here, where we're going to cover Elliott Waves on Bitcoin. Specifically on Sunday, we will have the altcoin stream, so make sure you're there. It's going to be very interesting indeed, as you will be able to vote for the alts as well, and we have a Wheel of Fortune to also give the lower voted altcoins a chance. That being said, I'm getting called right now by the agent. We're selling the house. Excuse me right at the beginning of the stream. 1 second. So the agent just called me because we have now officially sold the house. So yeah, we had a chat earlier today, actually just before the live stream. We had a conversation because we had a couple of bids, so we were discussing, and yeah, my agent then called another agent to discuss something with a bid as well, and the other party now confirmed. So there you go. Sold the house. South Africa is, or the south of France is coming very close now. No, so step by step. But yeah, there you go. We sold the house in the Netherlands. So yeah, that means we're going to be houseless by the end of July in the Netherlands, and move to the south of France by the end of July as well. That's how things go. So yeah, very, very interesting. Pretty cool. So yeah, what's up everyone? Thanks for being here. Of course, a little bit weird at the beginning of the live stream, but yeah, got called by the agent, got to pick up, of course, in the where we are at the moment, with regards to the house and moving as well. But yeah, welcome everyone. Good to have you here. Maybe a band-aid. Cheers. Welcome Kaval, Victor, Hamza. Intro song, yes, it's the second song, right? It's the second one. So the first one is Dreamer by Alan Walker, and then the second is Samurai. Samurai or Sumarai? Wait, Samurai. No. Mido, Hasta Vista Bobby, what's up? How you doing? The best intro song, it's nice, eh? Bayzid, I just mentioned Sunday is altcoin stream, not today. Today is Bitcoin. Crypto Amon, what's up? How you doing? Answer is yes. Crypto Wave Rider, good to have you here. Johnny, I can lip read, no way, that's balls trading. Try 100k more trading account, need a buff. Always the highest bid, but it's also about the conditions, right, which is important. But we got the highest bid in combination with the most trustworthy party that also had an agent and the best condition as well. The other guy already sold the other party already sold his house. They need a low mortgage and they have enough cash and easy. So that's good. It's good. Most crypto people in Montreal is this an act. Thanks, maybe a band-aid. Cheers, Perkill. Yeah, a couple of like next week we'll then sign the contract. Yeah, let's do that, Dower. Write me a DM in Discord. You're going to have to practice more arrogance to get on well with the south of France. The stigma. Look at John. Luckily, the south of France, or France in general, with the newer generations, is doing a lot better than old school. Probably upside or downside. We're going to cover this. We're going to cover Elliott Wave. So, yeah, south of France, around Nice, Monaco, that area. So, yep. Cheers. Thanks, Oksana. What's up, Bina? Welcome, Crypto Wave Rider. Thank you. Tim, cheers. Win-win paying in Bitcoin. Exactly. Okay. From Boston, Greg, what's up? Yeah, got to come to Europe, or my ass has to come to Boston, right? It's on the other side of the world. QZ World, what's up? Hello, Trace, Eliticians. Greetings from Antwerp, Belgium. Welcome, Rudy. Okay, let's start. So, Hans Zimmer in Nice. Yeah, you're going to be around the corner. Fozzy, what's up? So we're going to cover Elliott Waves, and we're going to start on the higher time frames as we usually do. And then after the analysis, we go into chatting and Q&A. Now, what I'm keeping an eye for, just to make sure I cover the local stuff locally, is signs of strength, because we are at support, right? Of course, we have the bullish scenarios as well. They are not yet invalidated, right? We're going to cover those scenarios. It's also the reason why I put these fibs on my chart as well, just for the potential 1-2-1-2. But what I'm looking for, and what I communicated to Silver earlier today as well, is when price here is going to grind towards the upside and builds consistent CVD divergences bullish, that is the moment when I would start to be interested in potentially looking for a long. But at the moment, probabilities are not yet on the side of a long. So, remaining very, very patient and see what price is going to give us here locally. So at the moment, there is no bullish CVDs here. Price moving down, CVD moving down. We are already below this small little low here. Looking for local divergences, right? So literally in this piece of price action, pretty much. Of course, there could potentially be a CVD divergence as well with the red candles here, higher low in price, lower low in CVD, but that's not the case yet, right? So as long as that doesn't happen, I'm not interested. And also from an Elliott Wave point of view, the probabilities would be negative, in other words, to the downside instead of upside, unless we get some more signs of strength. We can count this as an impulse for a 1-2, but 2 is very long, and then you want to see another 1-2, maybe another one as well. So you're going to be looking for a bit of a grind and strength. The problem is that your wave 2 is incredibly long in time, 11 times longer than wave 1, which is uncommon. It's not impossible, by the way, but it's just less common. So, okay, let's start then, shall we? I have my alarms prepped as well. Got an alarm here. I have an alarm below price as well, so I can keep an eye on what price is doing, while we're going to be on the higher time frames as well. Greetings from the Arctic Circle. For real? Lucifer? Yo, Bilyamin, welcome. Good to have you here. It's random chaos of human emotion. Yup. And we have some news as well. 2:30 p.m. Central European time. It's already an hour and 17 minutes ago. Yeah, not much, at least not yet much happened, right? It's still very sideways price action. But last day before the weekend, we might get some volatility before the weekend hits. As usually during the weekend, price is moving sideways. Now, that being said, let me check what the time is. 50-minute, beautiful time to start with the analysis. I'm going to shortly repeat what is mentioned in the morning update, and then we're going to keep an eye on what's happening locally and what I'm looking for as well, right? So let's start. On the weekly time frame, we have the first bullish scenario being an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is actually a bearish well, and eventually bullish scenario, but it's the most bearish bullish scenario because here you're looking for a bigger range in a wave 4, right? So a continuation of sideways price action, potentially dipping to lower prices, and one more move to the upside in a wave 5, and then your bull market is over in this case. So your common target area for 4 is the 236 to the 05, from the low of 3 to the high of 3, 62.3k to 49.3k. Invalidation 0.618, 43.5k. As mentioned, preferably this wave 4 is longer in time, at least ending a corrective structure, either A, B, C, or a WXY. Gonna show that in a second. After the 0.382, because currently this low here has been made before the 382. And wave 4 and wave 2 have a time relationship. More often wave 4 is longer in time than wave 2, which would mean finishing after the 1-to-1, which is sitting on the 12th of August. However, because wave 2 is long in time, probabilities are higher for wave 4 to be shorter in time. So that's something we keep an eye on, ending potentially before the 1-to-1. Fib time is taken from the start to the end of 2 to the end of wave 3. Now inside, on the lower time frame, inside that wave 4 in yellow that I just discussed, we are then looking for scenarios that can extend the range, right? Because that's what you're looking for in that particular scenario. So this is the zigzag scenario, wave A, wave B, and then a wave C to the downside to take the low of A. Wave A is a leading diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 3-wave corrective structure in wave B, hitting the 886, common target for B. Then you're looking for a wave C to the downside, where the potential low time frame impulse, right? We still need lower prices to have an impulse, really. Is then labeled as a wave 1, looking for 2, then another 3, 4, and a wave 5 to then finish wave C. The common target area for your wave C, which is not on my chart, but I can quickly put it on just for educational purposes, is taking a trend-based fib from the start to the end of A to the end of wave B and toggle on the 1.618, right? I will remove the 1.382 and the 1.236. That's just less common. It's a target, but it's less common. And you can take a normal fib from the end of A to the end of B. Also toggle on the 1.618. And then your most common target area is between the two 1.618s, which is 46A to 44.2K. Minimum target is moving below wave A though. Now the reason I put wave 1 and wave 2 here in particular is because of the volume profile of this range. We are currently testing the point of control after a little excursion outside the volume profile, outside, moving back in after a retest, currently at the point of control. Losing the point of control, probabilities from a range trading perspective increase to move to the other side of the range. Could be an interesting end of wave 1. We still need quite a drop though for that to happen. So we are still at the point of control and wait and see what price is doing here. Then we're looking for a wave 2, which could be interesting to continue this range from the value area low to the value area high again at around 69.3k, and then kickstart that wave 3 to the downside. Second scenario here that can continue the range is a WXY, quite similar price action though, where here we're looking on the lower time frames for an impulse in a wave A, correction in B, and then a wave C to the downside to end wave Y inside the target box that you see here, 0.618, 1.236 taken from the start to the end of W to the end of X, 63.1k, 54.3k, extension target 1.618, which is uncommon, 48.9k. All right. We will talk about probabilities in a second, okay? So I first want to go through the scenarios, and then we will talk about probabilities and which scenarios have the highest probability from an Elliott Wave point of view. Jayeno Eduardo, send me an email, koenztrading@outlook.com. I will get you sorted. So on a low time frame, in the bearish scenario, arguably, right, where we look for an extension in the range, either a bigger wave C to the downside, where we then look for a wave 1 and 2 and then a bigger 3, or a wave A, B, C in a wave Y, right? We're looking for an impulsive structure to the downside. So naturally, we're keeping an eye on a wave 1, 2, and we look for a wave 3. Potentially, we have a finished, like inside this wave 3, we look for another 5-wave impulsive count, another wave 1, 2, potentially you have a 3 and 4 here, looking for at least one more drop to the downside to finish blue 3, then go for blue 4 and then blue 5. I do, however, take the 0.618 on the chart from the end of your 2 here to the current low. Actually, I gotta say I've been a little bit cheeky. I took it to the higher low here and not the actual low. There's a reason for that, but that's very complex. But the 0.618 would be at about 69k, right? So that is your invalidation for the impulse to the downside. If price would move to the upside before taking the low and hits the 0.618, it invalidates the impulse to the downside, because we would at least want to see one more low to the downside, if not more than one more low, right? So that is what we're going to be looking for. And then the impulse to the downside is either going to be labeled a wave A or a wave 1, meaning we're looking for a then 3-wave correction to the upside in a wave B or a wave 2. And then you're going to be looking for continuation to the downside in a wave 3 or a wave C. Very nice. That was my alarm, by the way, that you heard there. In other words, price is moving to the downside. The more bullish scenario in the weekly time frame is a bigger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where you expect at least 2 more pushes to the upside, finishing wave 3, that's push number 1, right? Another 4, another 5. Inside the yellow wave 3, we have the green count, 1, 2, 3, 4, and eventually wave 5. Now, in this case, your wave 4 could be finished over here, maybe even preferably inside the common target area for your wave 4, 382.05 from the low to the high, 57.5, 53.3, invalidation 49.3. So here we're looking for impulsive continuation to the upside on the lower time frames. If your low is in, we want to be able to count an impulsive structure, which means either a regular impulse like you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a double 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 continuation, or a diagonal structure. Now I'm going to cover all 3 of them right now. The impulse, however, that's what we're starting with, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5 to the upside. Your wave 3, however, is quite short, didn't hit the 1.618, which commonly is a minimum target for wave 3. The only rule for 3, however, is that wave 3 can't be the shortest wave, and it is longer than wave 1 at price, right? If you take a trend-based fib from the low to the high of 1 to the low of 2, wave 3 passed the 1-to-1 trend-based fib extension. So the minimum rule is accepted. However, if you're in a bull market and you're looking for wave 3s, you'd preferably see at least the 1.618 hit, which isn't the case, right? Now, currently, we are then looking for a wave 4, 382 DD05 here on the chart, 67.5K, 66K, taken from the low of 2 to the high of your wave 3. And the invalidation is very close at 65.5K. Who knows, maybe we're going to hit it today. That would be something before the weekend. Because you don't want to see wave 1 and wave 4 overlap in a normal impulsive structure. Preferably this wave 4, however, is not yet finished with the low that we have because of time. Most commonly, wave 4 is longer in time compared to wave 2. So if you take a fib time from the start to the end of 2 to the end of 3, the 1-to-1 sits on the 25th of May, 10 a.m. Preferably, we end wave 4 after the 25th of May, 10 a.m. But because of the low here and the lack of support that we have below this low, preferably you're not actually going to take this low in the bullish scenario, but instead continue ranging sideways in some more complex corrective structure. If you do take the low, probabilities are high to reach the invalidation, because if I open my support boxes here, we have the white box, and pretty much we already wicked through the whole white box, as you can see. All the support that I had over here has been touched, so I could as well remove it, but I just keep it on the chart for the time being as we are ranging on top of the box. But below the box here, there's not much left. Yeah, okay, you have the low here. But then the next area of support I have on the chart is the blue box below the invalidation between 65.1 and 65.3. So in that case, the probabilities naturally would be higher for the bearish scenarios that I've explained earlier, where we're either looking for a bigger C down or a 3-wave structure to the downside. On the low time frame, if, however, the most bullish scenario, If this would be your low and you want to see impulsive continuation to the upside in a 1, 2, and then eventually a 3 to the upside, yes, you can count this as an impulse, and then a wave 2, and then potentially another 1, 2, right, and then continuation. But this wave 2 here, compared to your wave 1, is incredibly long in time. If you take a fib time from the start to the end of wave 1, double click at the high of wave 1, toggle on the 11. I could actually put the 11 on the chart because we made a new low, so there we go. This low is made wave 2, that's how I should say it. This wave 2, this portion of the chart is 11 times longer than this portion of the chart. Wave 2 is 11 times longer than wave 1, which is very rare that happens, right? Your most common target for a wave 2 is here, between the 382, which is the first line on the chart, which was over here, right? Between the 382 and the 4, preferably not even hitting the 4 for a wave 2, right? And if you hit the 5, it already starts to significantly lower the probabilities for a wave 2. But in this case, we reached 11. Right, so it's not great for the probabilities, but nonetheless, for the sake of a bullish scenario, right, that would then be the low of your 2. You're looking for another 1, another 2, and continuation. The moment price also touches the 886 on the chart, which is sitting at about 66.7k. It again will reduce probabilities for the bullish scenario. Right? At the moment, there is no bullish CVDs locally over here. Of course, we have bullish CVDs here, higher low in price. And as you can see, lower low on yellow, lower low on blue. However, on the 3-minute time frame, we also had consistent bearish CVD divergence during this leg to the downside, which is definitely noteworthy and something that you have to check when you are looking for bullish CVD. Do not forget about checking the 3-minute time frame for the potential bearish CVD divergences as well. At the moment though, during this drop to the downside, CVD moving down, prices moving down, there's not much going on at the moment. So the most bullish scenario here is a wave 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you want to continue towards the upside. The 886 here is even more important, by the way, 66.5k. Hit that and probabilities would be low. So it's not impossible to have a low here and look for bullish continuation to the upside, but it is an incredibly long wave 2. So what I am looking for myself in this case is price to range towards the upside, preferably seeing some bullish CVD divergences to support the narrative that we actually bounce and move towards the upside. Because of time here, A, B, C has a higher probability than 1, 2, and eventually a wave 3. But we're going to continue and observe price. If this is a double 1, 2 and a 1, 2, 1, 2, you want to see a flyer to the upside, right? Should be a very quick move to the upside in that case. Let me go to the 3-minute. We can count this first structure to the upside as an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Counting this as a wave A, B, and then we have a wave C, some sort of a diagonal in there. And then your second impulse would be another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Zigzag, continuation. We're going to wait and see what price locally is going to give us. We are at support, the white box. As long as support is not lost, it is support. So far, probabilities here on the lower time frame are higher for the bears because of the range in time of this wave 2. If we, however, see strength and prices grinding to the upside, preferably with some good bullish CVD divergences, I have no problem switching narrative and looking for bullish scenarios, right? The invalidation for the bullish scenario, which is most important, is 69k. Hit 69k and the probabilities change for sure. Before taking this low, move up and hit 69k, yeah, I'll be looking for longs. Well, let the chart show you what it wants to do, right? Now on the 4-hour time frame, as promised, the other bullish scenario, so you have this one, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure, right? Alternatively, 1, 2, 1, 2, continuation in the big wave 3. Your second wave 1 here is longer in time as well as in price compared to your first wave 1. But this first wave 1 and 2 is your higher degree wave 1 and 2, because this is a 1, 2, and then you look for 3, 4, 5. Inside wave 3, you then have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is lowering probabilities that a second wave 1 is longer in price and time than your first wave 1. Then we have the diagonal, where you need to see, preferably actually overlap. So we want to see 1, 2, 3, a 4, and a 5. However, your wave 3 is longer than your wave 1, not an invalidation, does lower the probabilities for a diagonal. And yeah, if we do want to create overlap, which is preferred in a diagonal between wave 1 and wave 4, you're also going to touch the lower line of this channel, which means you're going to have an expanding diagonal, which is very rare, never preferred unless all of the other stuff fails. So in other words, the moment you hit 65.5, probabilities for the bearish scenarios on the 4-hour and the daily time frame are much higher than the bullish scenarios. In other words, this is pretty much your only bullish scenario with decent probabilities. If that one goes, then we can expect a bigger corrective structure. Channel on the weekly time frame, quite interesting, from the low to 24k over here to the first time hitting 30k, nicely respected, hitting the top of the trend line, midline, breaking out, a little bit of a weekly order block, moving up, down, hitting the trend line, nice area of support, right? Bit of confluence with what we had in this area anyway. If you do lose this trend line, the probabilities increase to move to the midline. If that would happen this week, which of course is very unlikely, you'll be at about 47.7k. But each week, of course, the midline is going to increase. So keep an eye on this channel. And this is on the logarithmic chart, right? On the linear chart, you're not even close. On the log chart, that's more interesting. So pretty much, that is all I wanted to say. So with regards to probabilities, I think it's quite unchanged. Where are my probabilities? Yeah. So the probabilities, keeping things simple, right? The probabilities are higher to move lower as long as the 618 at 69k isn't hit to invalidate a wave 4, right? As long as price doesn't find the strength to build a range, it gives a bounce that could change probabilities locally, which for me, what I want to see is price grinding towards the upside and some bullish CVD divergences as well, multiple times as price is creating high, low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, high. I want to see absorption. I want to see market shorts being absorbed by limit long orders, right? That would give me confidence early on or hit 69k. As long as none of these two is happening, the probabilities are not higher to move up. The probabilities are higher to continue towards the downside, right? Because your wave 2, if this would be a low and you count an impulse in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, your wave 2 is 11 times longer than your wave 1. It's all probabilities. It's simply Elliott waves, right? We follow the rules of Elliott waves, and based on the rules and the guidelines, a wave 2 that is 11 times longer than a wave 1 is incredibly unlikely, right? It's very rare that that happens because of ratio analysis, as it's mentioned in the book of Elliott Waves, Elliott Wave Principle by Frost and Prechter. So therefore, high probability to move down. Now currently we are at support, so for further downside, we first need to lose the support. We are at support. Area to short, which is where we shorted, right? Everyone knows yesterday was there. Currently we are at support, which is potential TP area. And if we eventually see strong signs of weakness, then yeah, it could be a potential second entry, but not. I'm already in anyway. So yeah, that is what I'm looking for, and this is also how probabilities could potentially change to the upside, depending on local price action. So yeah, probabilities are higher to move down unless you hit the 618 at 69k, or unless we see local strength grinding towards the upside or strong volume coming in, good bullish CVD divergences as price is moving to the upside is something that I wish to see. As long as we don't hit 69k, which is the real confirmation before taking out this low here, probabilities are naturally higher to look for down. Because your invalidation is 69k. The white box on the chart that you see here in the middle, this one, is a 5-minute order block, by the way. So while price was moving to the downside here, it created a 5-minute order block, which I highlighted because in trending structures, that is an important support resistance area. So, still no bullish CVDs here, very, very locally. I'm looking at this area at the moment here. Of course, if you zoom out, there is higher low in price, lower low on the CVD. Would be nice to see that locally, right? So in a trend, if you move down on volume, leading CVDs are more prevalent. So that is why what I want to see is price grinding up and creating multiple bullish CVD divergences instead of just one singular one, right? So yeah, and I will take it from there. So yeah, we know the probabilities. We also know how probabilities change, which is important for our trades. The moment 69k is hit, that is the moment I start to get interested to look for longs. It's not an entry target, but it is an area of interest that after we can hit that, then I start to get interested to, hey, I'm going to switch to a long mindset and look for potential long opportunities to come. But at the moment, it's not yet relevant because we're at 67k, not 69k. And if locally we see strength, as explained, I'm also interested to join, but at the moment, it's not the case. So naturally, I'm still in my short, right? I am managing it very well, and I'll just take whatever comes to me. Of course, it is Friday. Weekend is coming up. The weekend most commonly is a ranging structure, so a sideways structure. It's going to be a 2-day, probably at least commonly a 2-day sideways range, 2-day structure. So keeping that in mind with regards to Elliott waves, if we can have a finish 1, 2, 3, 4, move down in a 5, then create a weekend range, right? That is going to be in confluence with this wave 2. So then you have a bigger 1, 2, 3, weekend range 4, and then another drop early next week for your 5 to grab the liquidity and then eventually move up by the end of the week to get a retracement. In the bearish scenario, time-wise, that would be ideal. So in the bearish scenario where we're looking for an impulse to the downside, where is it? Right, you have your wave 1, 2, and then preferably you have 1, 2, and then inside blue 3, 1, 2, 3, sideways 4. Look for another drop in 5, preferably today before the weekend starts. Then as the weekend hits on Saturday, Sunday, move sideways for 2 days for your wave 4. Then drop again early next week, grab the liquidity, and then eventually by mid-end next week, get the retracement to the upside in either a wave B or a wave 2. This is in the bearish scenario, right? So in the bearish scenario, that would be the ideal timeline. From an Elliott Wave point of view, in combination with the weekend that is coming up. Yeah. Currently, the only bullish scenario you can have to end a structure here would be a WXY. Double zigzag ABC, WX, and then another ABC, that is your Y, ending at the low. And then you have 1, 2, 1, 2, and then eventually we'll want to see an impulse to the upside. But also that preferably happens before the weekend, else your 1, 2s and the range here is going to be very long. As most commonly in the weekend, you're not going to start a wave 3 impulse. So in other words, preferably we have clarity before the weekend hits. And in the bullish scenario, if this is a finished WXY, you're going to be looking for 1, 2, 1, 2. Then you go up in a 3. Then by the time the weekend hits, you're going to have a 4, 5, 4, 5 ranging, grinding structure to the upside. And your 5-wave impulsive move get a retracement by early next week. And then by end of the week, stabilize and possibly move up once again. So it's actually exactly the other way around. Quite interestingly. So yeah, it's I always love playing around with the weekend in mind. So yeah, very nice. I agree with John, by the way, with the news as well and the ETF stuff. Always got to be cautious with news. News candles can easily be given back fully, like 100% retracement. If you get a big candle because of news, you might range and then get the typical BART pattern. Plop, you go back. You know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I'm looking for. So yeah. Very patient, just keeping an eye on what price is doing and what the range is giving. There's no confirmation for upside. There's no high probabilities yet for upside. We need to hit 69K or at least get a grinding structure with bullish CVDs or some signs of strength. As long as we don't see one of those, probability is higher to move down, no? So yeah, that's that from an Elliott Wave point of view, pretty much. Perkio, oh, Perkio pays attention. He knows. I actually get many questions about it. So if you wonder, so I like very structured charts and a very structured object tree. So I like very clean charts, a very structured object tree. And if you wonder, how do I have these sections on my chart, or in my object tree, right? I have these because of that. So what I do is I have a horizontal line and I just change the name to the minus, or whatever you call this in English, the minus sign on your keyboard, and I just press it a ton of times. Then I click OK, and then there you go. And then I just put that somewhere and be like, ta-da, divided. Now, yeah, so... And of course, I put them below 0 because I want them out of my vision. I don't like messy charts. Very clean and structured charting is what I enjoy. Yeah. The levels around price at the moment are these. So the horizontals. We had a daily naked point of control at the high of the white box, which has been touched. This wick hit the daily, pretty much to the dollar. So that was the support. That was the two main support areas of this white box, was the daily naked point of control at the high and the daily at the low. Both have been touched. So yeah, this support has been taken. I just keep it on the chart for the time being, but if we move through it, I'm going to remove it. So, yeah. Let's see if we get some Friday price action before the weekend. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay, 1 second. I'm coming back here. Let me quickly see if I missed anything. Fridays have been seasonally bullish. Maybe today is another day for those statistics. Join today. What else can I do? Send me, as mentioned, send me an email, right? koenztrading@outlook.com. I gotta work on this. So I have 3 other partners in the pipeline at the moment, all dedicated towards something else. So Bing X goes towards KYC. So I have a new non-KYC partner. I have a partner for US, the Netherlands, UK, and a spot partner, all coming up and all very well-known names as well, based on recommendations from the community as well. I listen to you guys. You know, that's my role. I'm like an ambassador. So yeah. SPX is making 50 minutes impulse from the highs. It's a very small warning sign. It's good to know. SPX is making a 15-minute impulse. Yeah, we still have the bullish CVD. So the only thing locally that would be geared towards bullish probabilities is that the final stretch here to the downside, you could count a 5-wave move in here. This has to be labeled a wave C, A, or a wave 1. But if this is a wave A, you want to see a wave B, and then preferably you want to see a quick wave C. If this is wave 1 of C and you get a 2, and then you need another 3, 4, 5, commonly your wave 3 is the extended wave. Wave C is going to be a very, it's going to be quite a big structure, at least reaching the 5-minute order block that we have here. So, and you might move towards the 0.618, which is the invalidation. So that gives a little bit of probabilities to at least the potential of a 1-2-1-2, and then moving towards the upside. Now locally here, we have pretty much a 3-wave move to the downside at the moment, right? On the lower time frame. Keeping an eye on the CVD as well. Let's see if we can see anything here. So the 3-minute bullish CVDs that we had here at the low on yellow almost played out, as you can see, the moment you take this high. So we're going to observe higher low in price, lower low on this CVD, bullish CVD divergence. Target would be this high here. So that would bring a little bit of eggs in the basket for price to move towards the upside. The target for CVD is that high, which is now taken. So that bullish CVD has played out, that divergence. And yes, you have the potential of a 3-wave. So you can count this as a 5-wave. You can count this as a 5-wave, right? This looks very much corrective, and this at the moment also looks corrective. So that's the only the potential bullish signs very, very locally. But I do like to see like proper strength. You know? So it's at least a sign that supports could hold, even though your wave 2 is extremely long. I think we had the same here, no? Fib time from the high to the low, double click here. And you also had a very long range here. What was it, 10? Oh. Yeah, this one was also 11 times longer. So it's the same thing. Preferably this is a wave B and you move down in a C for an A, B, C instead of a 1, 2 and then a wave 3. But now we have the same problem at the low. So we have the same problem at the low as well as the high. One of these needs to be a bit of an impulsive structure. So either you're counting this impulsively or you're going to be counting this impulsively. In one of the cases, your wave 2 is going to be 11 times longer than wave 1. So yeah. But we do have bullish CVD here. And we just now had it on the 3-minute, which has played out. So let's see. In that case, in a bullish case, I want to see 1, 2, 1, 2, maybe another 1, 2, who knows? Some more bullish CVD. And then eventually you wanna go back up, right? You wanna fill this gap, move towards the upside. Where, by the way, I actually want the point of control of this range on my chart as well. Okay. And the value area low. And the value area high. Yeah, I would say if price can, so you can count this as an impulse, we can count this as an impulse, we can count this as a corrective structure, and this one as well. So probabilities, it's a little early still to call, but wouldn't be surprised if you take this high, you're going to take this high, then we got to take it from there though. In that case, you have to label this as a 1 or A, 2 or B, looking for a C or a 3. Looking for price to move up in that case. Has potential, no? Has potential. What's up, Coffeeholic, Holo Crypto, Julius? Live chart not currently visible. Yeah, that's because I was busy again with videos for gold earlier today, or educational videos at least, because I do have a surprise coming up. So we have a bit of volume coming in. Oh, so much volume here though. Yeah, we do have volume, average volume increasing here. So yeah, this now probabilities here locally. Bullish CVD here on the 3 minute. This one might now play out. The target for this bullish CVD is price taking the high here. So we see a bit of strength, some volume coming in as well, right? How do you get the CVD into trading view? I don't. These are just manually horizontal lines. I don't use CVD in trading view. Christian, welcome. Yesterday you mentioned every range it could be bullish. Is price action not ranging? It is. It is. And then it depends on what the range shows us. Because it's both. I didn't say it's bullish. I said it's a minimum requirement to be bullish after a drop. However, a range can also be a wave 4, and then you move down in a wave 5, and you just continue that trend to the downside. So it very much depends on what the range is showing us. And in this range, if we are bullish, we want to count 1, 2, 1, 2, and now see a 3 to the upside. Looks good so far, not gonna lie. Where this is your first impulse up, correction down, impulse up, correction down. Now this wave 2 though is 11 times longer than wave 1, which is quite crazy. Your second one, this move can be counted as an impulse. This one can be counted as an impulse. This can be counted as a 3 wave. This can be counted as a 3 wave. So yeah, and now during the live stream, we saw a little bit of 3-minute bullish CVD divergences here as well. Accompanying the bullish CVDs on the 15-minute. These have now played out locally, right? We got a little bit of volume coming in as well. So yeah, it looks good. And now we have volume coming, now we have good volume coming in. So probabilities now change. So the 3-minute bullish CVDs here, 15-minute here, solid. Now we got volume coming in as well, which is what we like to see. Bullish CVDs have played out the moment we take this high, right? Now the probabilities increase that sooner or later we might actually take the high as well. And we continue to observe. CVD, yeah, so this one here, I spoke about it. I answered the question. What about clearing 64,300 daily support and bounce from there? Optional, but if you do move to the downside once more though, then preferably this is a wave 5, and then you create another 4 and another 5. So you go even lower in the bearish impulsive scenario. Anthony Cook, if you got a plan, stick to the plan, right? So you can also see how I am looking at the charts and how probabilities may change, right? I explained what I want to see for me to think differently. Now, at least we took the high here. We have a little bit of volume coming in as well. We're not out of the danger zone. We didn't hit 69K. And preferably also besides the 3-minute CVD, I would like some more 15-minute. But it's not bad, right? We got a bit of a move up. Let's see if we can reach 69K. The 3-minute bullish CVD divs, that is something that I like to see besides the 15-min at support. So we might move to the upside here. Samuel Brandstetter, welcome. Good to have you here. Jeremy, what's up? What's up? Oh, Bill, trending views. Also have a point of control. Gotta go quick. That is true. That is true. Oh yeah, I answered that one. Oop. Rearranges some of the group. What happens with me sometimes is that a folder out of nowhere appears at the top. Yeah, it's just a bug, I guess. Youssef, how are you? I've tried to make statistics on CVD indicator by itself. I was thinking of starting that myself on 3-minute scalping strat, but needed to see does CVD work by itself with no other stuff. That is something you're going to find out by tracking CVD statistics. So I haven't collected data on a 3-minute time frame. So what you have to do in that case is collect every CVD divergence on a 3-minute time frame and say if it played out, yes or no. And then you will very quickly notice if the 3-minute CVD is going to give you a profitable strategy, yes or no. Now your win rate might be profitable, but don't forget about your risk-reward ratio, which is important as well. All right, so win rate is 1, RR is 2, of course. We are sitting on a high time frame point of control. That is correct. What's up, Hannah? Do you use liquidation levels? I don't. Microstructure could be a diagonal wave 1 and 2, just waiting for wave 3 to make a higher high. Diagonal wave 1 and 2. 1, 2? To the upside, you mean? Diagonal wave 1, 2. It's too early to talk diagonals. So here, over here, if we're looking for bullish diagonals, there's no way, it doesn't make any sense to think about diagonals just yet because you don't have enough info in this case. Because you still need 1, you need a 2, you need a 3, you need overlap with 4 and another 5. I only start looking for diagonals once the 4 is in, which I very much recommend because up till that point, other structures have a higher probability. Double 1, 2, regular impulse, right? Diagonals are not as common compared to a normal impulsive structure or a double 1, 2 if you range to the upside, grind with bullish CVDs. Yes, Samuel, I saw your email. Got to sort it out. I think we need to look for WXY counts across this low. Potential 3 ends at non-orthodox pivot before the actual low. This way, instead of C, we're looking for a nice zigzag finish to 4. Potential 3 ends. I wouldn't count this the end of 3. This would be a 2 and then another 1, 2 for me. So it's a double 1, 2 and then volume up in 3. This way, instead of C, we're looking for a nice zigzag to finish 4. Oh, you mean here, WXY locally, right? WXY potential. Then of course we need to reject at the box here. Look down cup. I'm not really into pattern trading. I guess you mean cup and handle. Wait, where's my box? Chat? Where's chat? So I guess you're looking for cup, handle, but that stuff I don't really look at. Besides, now you've moved this way, because we identified the 3-minute bullish CVDs here as well. These have played out, starting the move to the upside here. 1 second, managing. So of course I'm also trading while being live on the second screen though. So so yeah, I'm not really into like cup and handle, yeah, but I'm looking at it as either a 4 or 112 up for 3 at the moment. The question is, the impulse of the low can be a C. How would that count look? The impulse of the low, oh, that would be, yeah, that would be a WXY. So then flat X, zigzag, continuation down. Yes. That is, by the way, why I moved my 618 that I had on my chart from this high to this low. And not that low. So during the analysis, I mentioned that my 618, but I didn't want to explain it in the middle of the analysis, was pulled here, 69.1K. If you go to the update earlier today, you'll also see that I mentioned 69.1K, right? So I pulled my fib from the high to this higher low with the potential idea of a flat indeed. WXY sideways double combo with a zigzag A, B, C in your wave Y. So that is your bearish scenario. W, X, Y with inside wave Y a zigzag. A, B, C. Possibly testing the 5-minute order block. Bullish CVDs might play out at that case as well. A wave C can end on a high amount of volume, by the way, and we do have local volume increasing. So how do you know if the probabilities are switching bearish? Well, in that case, what we do is we take a fib from the low to wherever the high is, which in this case is where you know, there. And we toggle on the 618. If price moves down and hits the 618, it invalidates an impulse to the upside. As long as price is moving up and is not creating a range at least similar in size compared to this potential 2, we are going to move the 618 to the upside with price. The moment price then moves down and hits the 618 before creating a sizable range compared to 2 and then another high for a wave 5, right? Instead, it moves down and hits the 618. We're going to be looking for lower prices and likely a continuation of the bearish impulse scenario on the 1-hour time frame. So now you know. From an ABC perspective, if we take a trend-based fib from the low here to, we have a bit of a zigzag down here, so let me take it to the high, to the low here. We are probably at the common target for a zigzag. Oh. So most common target, complete target. Common target 1 to the 1.236. The 1.618 is also still pretty common for a zigzag. Did we take the liquidity here? I think we just missed out. Yep, at least on my chart. This would be your CVD target. It's a little bit messy on the chart, but okay. Okay, there we go. Have a good weekend. What's up, Tim? Have a good weekend, man. Yo, Tim. We sold a house. Contracts will be signed next week. I got the call at the beginning of the live stream. Yeah, you can find CVD on TradingView, but it's not as accurate compared to AGGR as it's calculated differently. You can probably make it work, but you gotta track statistics again. So with my CVD template, I know exactly how it works and where it works because of the experience and the data I tracked in the past. With TradingView, you probably can make it work, but you gotta track statistics on CVD. The website I use is AGGR. If you go to Discord, link is in the description, and you go to the Good to Know channel, then here you have the AGGR website, a one-pager explaining CVD. My CVD template that I use is there as well. So yeah, everything with regards to CVD is in there pretty much. What about a possible first wave of a leading diagonal if we keep it 3 wavy from the top? It has potential, but it doesn't. So look, it's the same recommendation. It's too early. It's too early. You're going to be looking for a leading diagonal in a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no reason to think. So we trade probabilities, right? A diagonal will never have the highest probabilities after only a first 3-wave structure to the downside, ever. Only once wave 4 is in, is a diagonal possibly going to be the highest probability scenario. Up till that moment, there's other structures that have a higher probability. It's way too subjective. It's too much guessing. It's too much like wishing maybe. So same with a potential diagonal here, it's too early. Same with a bigger diagonal down, it's too early as well. You need at least wave 4 to be finished before talking about diagonals. We only have a 3-wave structure. So at the moment, this is either in a bearish scenario, wait, let me remove this. In a bullish scenario, we count WXY, we want to see a price moving up. In a bearish scenario, we're still looking for a bigger impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the only two options really. If we do start to get a wave 2 and then a wave 3 to the downside here, right? Or a third wave, not a wave 3, but a third wave down, right? And then we want to see another retracement to see wave 4 overlap with wave 1 in a diagonal. And it needs preferably it has to be a contracting diagonal. So we want to see a contraction. Trend lines moving to one another. That is when we can really start to increase probabilities for a diagonal. So it's not that it's wrong. It's good that you think about a diagonal, right? It is a valid structure. It is an Elliott Wave structure, which we always have to keep in mind. But when we keep an eye on probabilities, as long as a wave 4 is not in, with preferably overlap with wave 1, which is by far most common, and not expanding, because expanding is rare, that is when the probabilities are going to be higher for a diagonal. So it's a good scenario to think about, but it does not have the highest probabilities until wave 4 is in, overlaps with 1, and is not expanding. Cheese, how you doing? Welcome. Lucian, what's up? Elia, someone not being exposed right now, you can really read the psychology going on in your head as price is doing something, especially as it goes up and you're sure. So actually, let me be a little bit transparent here. So this is, as you guys know, right? I shorted here because we had the daily naked point of control, and I saw 3-minute bearish CVDs at the high, explained in the live stream yesterday, right? So Koen Setup's channel, literally this here, right? I was looking for it. I saw the weakness. I took the trade. Voila. Rest is history. Now, locally, we have price ranging sideways. There is the potential for WXY, which is the bearish scenario, hitting the target area for your wave C. For a potential ABC. WXY, finito, and then you want to see continuation down. Now, because of the 3-min bullish CVDs, yeah, I have a plan. I stick to my plan, even if it's during live streams. The moment we moved to the AGGR chart and I saw the 3-minute bullish CVDs here, and price was somewhere here, that is when I took a long during the stream. And I closed my short, and I'm happy to re-enter when I see weakness on the chart again. My stop loss of the long is already in break even. So because my chat, I always move my chat to my other screen, but my other screen is also where my trading window is. So I can do multiple things at the same time, no? So yeah, I'm already having my stop in profit. I'm just chilling now. So and I'm happy to rejoin if I see signs of weakness for the short side, right? So I'm of course I'm trading at the same time, but I don't want to trade on stream, if you know what I mean. Plus, I don't want to influence people because you got to learn to fish. So of course my entry was down here. To be more accurate, it was 67320. Which is pretty much, pretty much at the golden pocket. Stop loss is already in profit. Yeah, we'll see. If it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So good profits on the short, good RR. Aren't the wave 2s for the bearish really long and not simple retracements? Correct. You can count an ABC in here, though, but it is incredibly long. So therefore, it's not common for a wave 2. So your wave 2 is 11 times longer, which is very rare. Yes. So if you take a fib time from the low to the high, 11 times longer is very rare for 2, right? So probabilities on the lower time frames remain higher to sooner or later take the low, as long as you don't see strong structures to the upside. What I explained in the beginning is I want to see ranges and I want to see bullish CVDs. So I know we have these bullish CVDs. The moment I saw the 3-minute as well, in combination with a 3-wave structure to the downside, that is when I got interested. You see my way of thinking here? Right, so 3-wave move down, but instead of a 1, 2 and continuation down in a wave 3, highest amount of volume in the low here, right? So we are moving, you have a high, so pump, pump. If this is a wave 3 down, we want to see continuation. We move back up, bullish CVD. However, probabilities in the range at the moment are still negative until proven otherwise. So still bearish until proven otherwise. In other words, reach 69K or create a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure. So the long I have over here is a scalp till proven otherwise, right? And I remain interested in shorts. Now, something that I've been practicing myself, I actually explained it yesterday to Douwe in Discord. He's here as well, or at least he was here. Is that currently what I am doing is trading Elliott Wave wise. I am training myself to exit and re-enter, which is actually very difficult as well. So whenever we reach important areas on the chart or target boxes, or instead of holding and price moving to an invalidation of the short, for example, but you give in a lot of profit, what I'm practicing myself now is to take profit, close trades, just close instead of holding a bit and TP and all that shit, just close at those areas and re-enter when I see weakness, trusting myself that I can re-enter based on my knowledge and experience with good probabilities. So this is something that I have been doing now for a while already, actually. So pretty much for multiple weeks now. And it's aimed towards increasing the profit. Plus, once you close a trade and you take the profit, it's also nice for your psychology, right? You got a winner in the back. You just wait and see what price does. And based on, probabilities, I can re-enter either long or short. I do need a reason to close the trade. So it's not that I close the moment we hit support or resistance, because if we move into a support or resistance with a high amount of volume, looks very wave 3-ish. What I say, I always wait for a range. The range will give me the information I need. So I wait for a range, and if the range, gives certain probabilities, or I see something on the chart, I'll change. I can exit, I can re-enter, I can go long, I can go short. But I trust myself to know what to do. So yeah, it should lead to more profit down the line. Cheers, Elia. I'm happy you like it. Kunji mentioned yesterday that the 618 will move deeper when the price goes deeper. That is correct. Why is it pumping? Bullish CVD divergences, a 3-minute bullish. So there's absorption of market shorts with limit long orders. There's no news. It's just price movement. There's not always a reason why is price pumping, why is it dumping. It's just price action. It's just price doing its thing, moving. And it's all part of what we do as traders here. Arguably locally, you want to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you want to see at least another high made. So you can actually pull the 618 from this low to the high. Let me be very accurate. 91, 92. Would be quite a short wave 3 if you have a double 1, 2 though, not gonna lie. And we hit the target area for a wave C as well, right? For a potential WXABC in your wave Y, that's your bearish scenario. Locally. ABCDE is a triangle. At the moment, not looking at a triangle as this first structure to the upside. Looks very much like an impulse on the 50 minute time frame, or it has to be a flat, but a flat is not allowed in a triangle. So I'm not looking at a triangle. And actually with a triangle, it's the same thing. I always wait for wave D to be finished in a triangle before considering a triangle. Up till that moment, there's other scenarios that have a higher probability. For the gold members here, you better have watched the content I made today. It was triangles, right? I made a video about the contracting triangle, running triangle, and I got the barrier and the expanding triangle left. And then we've done all the Elliott Wave structures. I already covered all of these in live streams, but now I make very short and concise, to the point, like videos about the Elliott Wave structures. And I have a surprise with that for YouTube in general as well, as I'm gonna change around the memberships a little bit with why people should be in a certain level, where gold is also mainly about getting feedback to improve, which is most important. Shorten the how can I say, shorten the time to master Elliott Waves with feedback is very valuable. Lower would be a bigger impulsive structure to the downside. And if we move lower and we hit 65.5 to invalidate the bullish scenario on the 4-hour time frame, we can expect much lower prices to come. Cheers, John. Cheers. I mean, thanks to your comment, I immediately saw it on the chart, or I could explain it on the chart, but it was the reason why my 618 was at 69.1k. Yeah. I always try to think of how the first impulse of a pivot can be a C. It's often missed and exactly. What I always do is I look at this and I'd be like, and then I write above CA1. And then I'm going to go into the charts and be like, okay, how can I make this a wave C? Can this be a wave A? Yeah, it can be a wave A, but then this has to be a wave B, and we need to look for C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in C. But that's going to be quite a big C compared to your wave A. So then maybe a double 1, 2 is more interesting in the bullish scenario. 1, 2, 1, 2, look for eventually a 3. That's how you're thinking. In the bearish scenario, we think WXY. WX zigzag in Y, finish the zigzag, hit the resistance possibly, and then you want to move to the downside. That's the website, yes. Cheers, Birker. Pleasure. Do you only trade for living? I mean, I earn more. Yeah, I earn enough to trade or to live from trading. But what I like what I like to get from my trading, I suppose is what I should say. So some people say, are you a full-time trader? I can say yes, but I'm not behind the charts all day, right? I would say consistently profitable, yes. Because so many people want to trade to create a sense of freedom and do what they want to do and not work 9 to 5 and don't work for a boss and care for their family and travel the world. But then there you are, sitting behind the charts all day trying to trade. So you're still stuck to your own 9 to 5 now. So what I've done myself is I have a plan, I have a strat, Elliott Waves and another strategy based on data that I've made over the years where the profit is more than enough. I only trade Bitcoin. I don't trade anything else. But my background is the gaming and esports industry for 17 years. I'm a global keynote speaker about that industry. I speak at big events and stages and stuff around the world. I'm a board member of the Global Esports Federation as well. Of course, I got the channel now as well, where I want to be active in the community and I want to take care of you guys. I want to be live. I want to hang out. I want to answer questions. So I created a trading plan and I've got a certain trading behavior which gives me the freedom to do stuff I like to do, which of course is most important, right? So I don't want to be sitting behind a chart all day. It's not for me. Not for me. I want to, whenever I want to, I can go on holiday right now, right? I can go for a run outside. I like whatever. If I miss a setup, there's another setup coming, so I have the freedom, which is what for me is most important. I'm not behind the chart all day. In the morning, I set my alarms and in this case today, been recording and doing stuff for the gold. Answered emails, at least a few, still got to go to the one of Samuel. And I do other stuff, right? I'm gonna go for a run with my wife. We sold the house, so we were doing house stuff. Yeah, that's what I want to get from trading. I want to, of course, be profitable, make enough. That's perfectly fine, but it needs to give us a certain amount of freedom because I don't want to be stuck behind the charts all day. Because then, yeah. I mean, it's fun. Trading is fun. Don't understand me wrong, but it's not for me. Wouldn't it be easier to analyze the higher time frame instead of small time frame with complicated movements? For me, I prefer the lower time frames because that's where I get my entries. So 50-minute time frame is my minimum usually, and you also have the weekly and the daily, but I get entries from 15. 1 hour, 15 minute. And the 15 is usually very clear. And if it's not very clear, then I will only talk about 1 hour or 4 hour. But if the 15-minute has clear structures, then I cover the 15 as well. I like the 15. Now, Elliott Waves, usually people would say on the higher time frames are probably a bit more trustworthy. But in my case, the 15-minute is my best time frame for trading Elliott Waves. And trades that I take on a 15-minute might result into swing trades on a 1 hour, 4 hour daily time frame. So, and of course I analyze the monthly and the daily and the weekly, but it takes so long for things to change as well on those time frames. And with regards to entries, if on the weekly time frame probabilities are higher, that we're in a bull market and we still have higher probabilities to move up sooner or later, then I want to try and spot an entry on a 50-minute on the lower time frames. So yeah. Still bullish. Dara, welcome. Cheers, Pixel. Pump is over. Currently we're ranging. I did the exact same last two trades as me. I did have my TP just before 68k. Okay, that's good. It's a scalp. And that's positive. Now that price is ranging here already, right? If this was a double 1-2, we go up for a 3. Preferably want to get a big launch. But for now, the only thing we've been doing here on the lower time frames is now sideways. Now possibly here, even in a wave C, you preferably have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move, where there is the potential for price to then at least move a little bit higher, maybe have bullish CVD play out as well. What's happening here? A little bit of bearish CVD on blue, but that already played out. And the rest is very, very neutral now. On yellow, in candle bearish CVD. If the candle would close like this, it is red, but yellow is moving up. That's a bearish CVD in the candle itself on a 3-minute time frame. So yeah, there's no strong continuation for the potential of a double 1-2 in a bullish scenario. 1-2, 1-2, get a big flyer up in a 3. A, B, C in a bigger W, X, Y is definitely on the cards, no? And inside a wave C, it would be nice to have a finish structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we have one red candle for a 2, so it could be nice to have a few more in a 4 and then get one more high in a 5 at least. And then you could potentially end your C, which could lead to downside. And in a bullish scenario, you're going to be looking for 3, 4, 5. But then your 3 is very short. So in that case, I'm going to change to 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eventually continuation. But your second wave 1 is going to be longer in time and price than your first wave 1, which isn't preferred. So that increases probabilities for downside instead of upside. So that the fact this range comes so soon starts to impact the probabilities for the bullish scenarios locally compared to the bearish scenario, which remains a higher probability until proven otherwise. You know. Multi-purpose person, yeah, doing all sorts of stuff at the same time. What's up, Adam? How are you doing? It's extremely difficult. I'm happy to help with exits and re-entries. It's especially nice because Bitcoin can have some wicks. Yeah, it's something. So, of course, my other strategy, which you guys know, like that, some of the members here, because they're in Diamond, it has a very strict risk-to-reward ratio of 1 to 3. It's incredibly rules-based. I don't mess around with that. But with Elliott Waves, I don't have a set risk-to-reward ratio. I have a plan, and what I used to do, I mean, which is very effective in trending environments, not gonna lie, is I enter, price moves into profit, and then what I do is I move my stop loss with the invalidation, because I know the invalidation, so I just move it with the invalidations. And if you do get a big swing, it's a big swing, right? It is up, 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 which was the case when I entered at 39 was the first one, and I think around 44 was my second position, and took it all the way to into the 60s. That was nice. However, in ranges, of course, your profit will be less. So it's more because you're going to go up and down all the time. So your invalidations are going to be hit. So you're gonna price is moving into profit, but then it comes back down, hits the invalidation, and you're giving in quite a big portion of your profit in some cases. Now I don't mind that, but it just leaves some on the table. Now in trending structures, I know how I can re-enter. I know what I'm looking for, right? So even if I exit, if I don't see weakness and I see strength, I just re-enter again and look for higher. Also, if I enter a trade on the 15 minutes, while on the daily we are looking for a structure to end, and we might see bigger continuation, I will be more inclined to use my stop loss trailing strat instead of closing. But in ranging structures, I do prefer to improve in just closing the trade, take the profit, be happy. There's always a new opportunity, and I know I can always re-enter based on what I see. I know. I got the experience, I got the knowledge. So I know what I'm looking for. Pistachio, what's up, man? Pistachio is such an awesome guy. He has he's a very good, first of all, Elliott Wave counter himself. Trading Elliott Waves, as pure as it comes. And has been hanging out here on the channel for a long time already as well. I've started doing that with the exit and re-entering as well, and starting to look to add to positions when conviction is high. Very nice. Yeah, same thing. And adding with positions like compounding. So how I compound is if I have a position running and it moves, right? And then eventually we hit resistance or we hit support. I always wait for a range to form before I really do anything, even to an existing position. I prefer to exit only once a range started forming. And if I see strength in the range against, so for example, against resistance, I see bullish signs, I can always re-enter there for a second trade or add to the already existing trade and keep it only one trade. So yeah, it's something I'm working on. There's always things we can improve as traders. So this is something that I'm trying to improve in at the moment, I suppose. But, Pistachio, how are you doing, man? How are you doing? How's life? Lol. From my experience, wave 2 usually takes a long time in crypto. Wave 5 is the most bullish and expanded. In a bull run, 90% is a running flat. Yeah, running flats are more common in a bullish trend, but running flats remain the rarest flat pattern though, so probability wise. Wave 5, that would be the blow off top type of scenario. Yeah, it feels good that my entries actually are pretty similar with the master. That's what I like to hear. Dr. Daddy, how you doing, man? Bitcoin, man, stop me out on the lows and now moving. I don't have time to be on the charts 24/7. Stopped you out at the lows, potentially here or of course here. In that case, if you can't be at the charts too often, maybe go from intraday to partially swing, have some bigger stop losses and of course bigger targets as well, but give some more breathing room. Of course you want a good RR though. That is correct, Adam. Beer care. What's up, Zero? How you doing? Welcome. Are you trading in the Forex market? No, I only trade Bitcoin. Yeah. We hit the 382 for wave 4, but time-wise, how long should 4 be compared to 2? At least the 382, commonly past the 1-to-1, and maximum the 5 fib time is that's where probabilities significantly start to decrease compared to a 2. So if we go to the 15, wait. Now we take the lower pivot again and we keep moving. We're probably going to take that high eventually, but move it there. So for a wave 4, in that case, you take a fib time from the start of 2 to the end of 2 to the start of 4 if we're looking for a WXY. Toggle on the 4. We're currently past the 1-to-1, which is most common because you do like a wave 4 to be longer in time than a wave 2. That is most common. It's not a requirement, it's not a rule. It's more like a guideline, also rule of alternation. Wave 2, generally short, simple, and deep. Wave 4, most commonly shallow, complex, and long. Preferably ending after the 1-to-1, which we have passed. Now your maximum target would be the 5, but the moment you start to go to the 4 fib time, that is when probabilities start to go down, and once you hit the 5, that is where probabilities, they generally start tanking. So yeah. But I couldn't achieve it. At least you had a plan. Some people don't have a plan, right? So it's a win. You don't have to trade every move in the market. We can't. We can't always be there. We might have work like offline. You might not be there 24/7 behind the market. Me neither. I can't be there all the time. I do other stuff as well. And when I miss an opportunity, I know there will be another opportunity. And I also know that sometimes there's just no trade. So when we had this range, in this range here, I had 0 trades. So pretty much for the whole of the 22nd of May, I didn't trade the whole day. For me, there was just not a great setup. But the moment this impulse down happened, I woke up the next morning here. I saw a daily naked point of control here, of course one there. This looked more like an A or a wave 1. I was looking for price to move down, but first hit the daily naked point of control, 3-minute bearish CVDs, weakness shown, entry, stop loss at invalidation. Yeah. So, and also when there's no trade, yeah, it's also good moments to just leave the charts and do something else. Know what you're looking for also helps with time management. So, for example, with my database strategy, so it's a second strat, it's not Elliott Waves, it's something else. I know that regarding setups a month, it's like between 7 and 20. 20 would be a very crazy month, but between like 7 and 20. And I know exactly what I'm looking for. And I already know in the morning if I'm going to see that or not. If I don't see it when I wake up in the morning, I know that at least till noon, there's no setup. And if there is, I set alarms and I just wait for price to hit an alarm. And if an alarm goes off, I know I have to go to the chart. If at noon, when I do my analysis, there's no setup showing, okay, I know that pretty much till the evening, nothing is going to happen with that other strategy that I have. So it gives me freedom as well. I set my alarms and I can do other stuff because there's no setup. I don't care what price is doing in the meantime. You know, if there's no setup, there's no setup. Karen K, when price is consolidating or in a range and CVD is falling in waves, this is bullish, right? When price is consolidating in a range and CVD is falling in waves, this is bullish, right? Happened to Doge yesterday before the dump, oddly. That would be bullish CVD divergences. If you create a range and you make a low and then you move up and you retrace and then maybe up again and retrace. If you then have bullish CVD, meaning a higher low in price, but a lower low on the CVD chart, that is a bullish CVD, market shorts being absorbed by limit longs, increasing the probability, because that's what we trade, to move to the upside. Which is exactly why I entered a long on stream. I explained it here. Stop is already in profit anyway now. And also closed my short here. Did I close at the low? No, because that was the low. But I'm not interested in closing at the low. I'm also not interested in longing at the low. Yeah. This is where I saw the strength. Bullish CVDs here. Yeah. Impulse up, correction down. Okay. Another impulse up, another correction down. Potential, right? Then I saw 3-minute bullish CVDs here, accompanying the 15-min. That is when I started to be interested. And that's when I closed it on stream and entered a long on stream. On my second screen though. It's running nicely. We are not yet out of the danger zone for an ABC to the upside, by the way. In the bearish scenario locally is a WXY. The bullish scenario is 1, 2, 1, 2 up in 3, which then means you're going to be looking for 4, 5, 4, 5 eventually. Now with regards to resistance, I have the white box 68.5, 68.8, and then we have value area low, point of control, value area high, all of this range, always important. And then next up is the box here 78 to 71.1. The bearish scenario is a WXY. Oh, need to play more shooter games, my aim is off. And your target for Y is between the 1.618 is an uncommon target for Y. The 1 to the 1.236 is a more common target. It's actually nice how probabilities change during the live stream. At the beginning of the live stream, the probabilities were higher to look for the lows because of the length of 2. But the moment we got this 3-wave structure down, we moved up, invalidating a local impulse down, and saw the 3-min bearish bullish CVD. Well, probabilities changed during the stream. Oh, now we took the high as well, by the way, I think, no? Yes. So the CVD divergence has now played out. So CVD target has been hit. We're going to keep moving that 618 to the upside. How is volume doing? Well, volume might be increasing. I definitely want a little bit more volume in here though. But the candle is not yet finished. We still have 2 minutes. It's not yet higher. We're getting, oh, now it is. So volume is increasing. Now wave Cs can end on a high amount of volume. In that case, you would look for ABC though. And after that, you want to see the 618 hit. That's what we're looking for in that case. When Kun grows up, his 1 minute trades will become micro swings. I'm not a 1 minute guy, man. That's you can take care of the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute time frame. I'm happy with my 15, even though I did enter based on 3 minute stuff though. How can I teach myself these habits? Well, it all starts with a plan. If you want to trade around your lifestyle that you wish to have, right? So in my 6-step plan, arguably you need a step before that, which is before you make or develop a trading plan and a trading strategy, first know what do you want your lifestyle to be once you got a profitable strategy. You want to swing trade, you want to day trade, you want to scalp. If you are day trading, how many setups a day are you looking for? That's important because you're going to put that in your strategy. I always say that a strategy is a reflection of your personality. 100%. The moment I read about someone's strategy, I know exactly what kind of person they are. Because if you look at the strategy that I have, my other one, not Elliott Wave, but the other one I developed myself, you will see that I'm a very patient trader, right? I do stuff outside of trading. I don't have many setups. I have a very strict risk-reward ratio, very strict rules, very strict data, lots of discipline, right there as well. So you like certain character things of me are reflected in the strategy. So first of all, how's your life going to be? If you're going to be a full-time trader, right, or consistently profitable, what you want to do? And then you develop a plan. Step 1 for that plan, right? Step 1, try as many free tools as you can in TradingView, right? Build experience. Step 2, find your favorite tools and build statistics, right? Find 2, 3, 4, 5 favorites, build statistics on them in Excel or wherever. I used Excel. Step 3, combine some of your favorite tools, build more statistics because now you're creating a strategy. Step 4 is tweaking and adjusting the combination. Add a tool, remove a tool, build more data. Step 5 then is now that you have a strategy and a plan based on data, start trading it with a low amount of money and work on your trading psychology. And then step 6 is increase your portfolio size slowly so you get used to bigger losses. The bigger your portfolio, the bigger the hits are. Got to be able to cope with them, which is why trading psychology is on step 5. What will be the top of the cycle? Based on Elliott Waves, between 9400, yes. In my case, 104 and 180 I have at the moment. Oh, I got to catch up, yo. Okay, let me be a bit quicker here. Shorter answers. What's the difference between blue CVD? Blue is aggregated, yellow is Bybit. Even though I trade on BingX, I once started on Bybit back in the day. I used the Bybit CVD and I got used to it. Every CVD moves a little bit different. So because I got used to these CVD lines, I never changed them. Can I study Elliott Waves and look into your strategy at the same time? Or first Elliott Waves and then strategy? Been studying Elliott Waves for a little burn out, but want to stay productive. First of all, take care of yourself first. Elliott Waves is a lot of theory. It's a lot of information. It takes time. It took me 2 years, right, before I started to trade Elliott Waves very much consistently profitable. So it should be fun. Learn Elliott Waves, but also learn other stuff at the same time. You know, check some videos about the VWAP, learn more about my strategy and how I have developed that strategy. Ask some questions in the Diamond group. Maybe chill out in the chatting voice channel. Do some research on the ICT. It should remain fun, and not to forget that everything else that you learn and that you watch can benefit your Elliott Wave trading. Because as you can see, I trade Elliott Waves, but I use other tools in Confluence with Elliott Waves. Of course, I had to learn these other tools, so not just Elliott Waves. I use other tools in Confluence to find support resistance, for example, that you see the boxes on the chart and stuff. So, and take care of yourself. Do sports, go outside, you know, like spend time with friends and family. It should remain a fun ride, no? The bullish scenario, yeah, so locally here, right, we now just wait for, again, a range to form. So the moment we saw the 3-min bullish CVD and the 3-wave structure down here, that was confirmed as price then moved up with bull CVD here. That's when probabilities switched live on the stream. Then we got some volume coming in, which is nice, as mentioned over here, right? I think I forgot who took profit here. Tim, I think. But I mentioned I'm at least looking for a 5-wave structure. We had a 1-2 on the lower time frame, so preferably this was at least a 4 and see another 5 up. Then a bullish scenario, you see continuation. In a bearish scenario, you're going to end the wave C here and then move down to hit the 618. Bullish scenario may have to... oh yeah, we answered that one. So yeah, there is that potential, but the moment you hit 69K, that is when it's more confirmed. I want to capitalize on pivots. Meng. What's up, Zandra? Welcome back. Hopefully you had a good sleep the other night. You went to bed at like 2:30 a.m. How did you get the CVD target? This is the standard CVD target. So if you have a bullish CVD on the chart, higher low in price, lower low on the CVD, then the high between the two lows is your target. Of course, price can continue, but if this high is taken, the CVDs have played out, as we like to say, right? So that is when you can pretty much remove it from your chart because it's not relevant anymore. So yeah, in a bearish scenario, if you have a high and you get a move down and you get a move up and you have bearish CVD, lower high on price, higher high on the CVD, your target will be this high, low, sorry, this low. The moment price comes down and takes the low, played out. You can see this in more detail in Discord, good to know channel, 1-pager, download this one, and the CVD video that I made on my channel, which is by far the most popular video I have on my channel. It's quite incredible, but I always refer to it in my videos, so it's also understandable. This one here, CVD divergence, beginner guide. How to use it and how does it work. Cheers, Habibaldi. I'm good, Ko. I got triggered about the Discord chat thing, but I've stopped being a crowd. I'm back. What was that Discord chat thing again? Shows how much it meant. I already forgot about it. Doesn't matter anyway. There's no reason to, as we say in the Netherlands, there's no reason to get old cows out of the sloot, whatever that is in English, out of the water. But yo, cheers, man. Good to see you back. Yeah, I saw your message, John. Yeah, we got to do some of these. I really enjoy it as well because it's so chill. Also, for this to be bullish, could be WXY down, double zigzag before this move, rather than the double 1-2. Flip time with the 2s being Bs instead. Also for this to, let me see if I understand. Also for this to be bullish, could be a WXY down, double zigzag before this move. Yes, that's correct. Works better flip time. Yes, that's correct. And then your low needs to be this low here. Yeah. With wave 2s being Bs. Yes. Absolutely. So what Pistachio is saying is the double zigzag scenario, right? Shown earlier, WXY, double zigzag, ABC, ABC, right? That's your bullish scenario where then you finish here and you look for impulsive continuation to the upside. In that case, of course, we're looking for continuation. Let's see if we, so we also touched the gap now for the first time. Let me remove CVD. This has played out anyway. It's common to see a reaction once you hit the gap. And the gap, so the moment you start closing candles in the gap, especially once you pass the 5-min order block though, probabilities are high to fill the whole gap, and that is 69.5 in that case. We're not there yet. For now, it's resistance. For the long you mentioned, what is your estimate target, for example, the CVD target, or taking that high increment to go even higher? I want to see weakness. Yeah, so because there is the potential for 1-2-1-2 continuation, but so what I keep an eye on is CVD, volume. When do we start to get a bit of a range again, a sideways range? Because if this is a 1-2-1-2 and we move up, you want to see at least a wave 4 sideways, similar in length and time compared to your wave 2. And once the range forms, I can reanalyze probabilities. So for now, I just move my stop loss up as price moves up. So yeah, I don't have a set target. We'll just see what price shows. Yeah. Counter-Strike is a complete cluster. Oh, really? CS2? Oh boy. Yeah. I've not really, I have played Counter-Strike, but not that extensively because of my Trackmania history. So I was most of the time playing Trackmania because that was my professional game, right? So got paid to play. Highest it's been in a long time. Step 7 Lambo, exactly. 68 2K, that's where we are right now. Yeah. Do wicks influence your analysis, or you just care about the price points touched? I mean, wicks are important, yes. So if you wick below or above a certain level, which is deemed an invalidation for a scenario, then it's an invalidation, even though the candle might close above or below the invalidation. If the wick hits it, for me, it's invalidated because it's still price action. There's still buying and selling going on in the wicks. With CVD, the wicks are also included. So yeah, I do use wicks as well. Pleasure, Habibaldi. The folks. Lambo. Youssef, can you please show how do you make CVD setup on AGGR? The platform is a bit weird on the phone. I need your CVD setup to start building my stats. I mean, it's higher low on price, lower low on the CVD for a bullish CVD divergence, right? So here, this is at the current low. Higher low on price, lower low on blue and on yellow. And that's it. Now, of course, it also depends on the context. Are we at support or are we at resistance? We move down impulsively, so this CVD divergence, I'm not too comfy trading this. It's too early for me. Because in a move to the downside on volume, the probabilities are higher to have leading CVD. So that is why at the beginning of the stream I mentioned, if we do see more bullish CVD afterwards, I'm interested. Now, what I then noticed when we actually, funny enough, during the stream went to the 3-min here, 3-wave move down. We know that we could count this impulsively, this move up from the low and this second structure. And then bullish CVD here as well. Higher low, lower low, right? And that, while the move down, is a three-wavy structure. So that here, that was my reason to enter. Yeah, and now we just wait and see where price goes, no? Swing failure pattern. For now, I mean, we already, so that would be a double one because the first high or the first candle here wicked above, the second candle wicked above the first candle as well. Gezegd de oude koeien, let bygones be bygones. Oh, that one. Okay, thanks, Greedy. Let's see. Can you share how you use leverage in your trades? I only use leverage to have a 1% risk. So, oh, I don't have any positions on Ethereum, by the way. So, if you have a, let's say we're looking for a long, price moving up, price moving down, we look for a long, all right, and we enter. And then we have stop loss. So imagine the stop loss is 1%. Come on, there we go. Right? I am calculating my position size on my stop loss. So if my stop loss is 1%, I could enter with my whole portfolio in that trade because I want to risk 1%. So I want to risk 1% of my portfolio. My stop loss is 1%, meaning I can go in with my whole portfolio and risk 1%. However, I want to have the freedom to take other positions if they present themselves, right? Maybe another long at a later stage or another short, meaning I use 5x leverage most of the time, sometimes 10. So I use 5 or 10x leverage, but not to increase my risk, but only to keep more money in my account. So if I use, for the sake of simplicity, if I have 10x leverage in my account, and calculate easy numbers, and I trade with 1K. No, I want to have a 1K risk, and I have 100K in my account, right? If I have 1x leverage with a 1% stop loss, I risk 1K, easy, whole position in, done. If I go to 10x leverage, right, I'm going to use 90K. I'm going to use 10K to enter the position and the other 90K stays in my account. Because of the 10x leverage, my 10K is now worth 100K, meaning I use 10x leverage to put 10K into this long setup to risk 1% of my portfolio. I'm still risking $1,000. It's no different. But what is different now is that after I enter with 10x leverage and 10K, I have 90K still in my account and I can take other trades. I can do other stuff with it, right? Which is nice. And also, my stop loss is never too big to reach liquidation. I don't use liquidation as stop loss or whatnot. I always have a stop loss. And my 5x or 10x is always fine. I never have ever problems with that. Another thing that is important as well is something John often talks about, is with regards to risk. If you want to trade with 100K, right? You want to trade with 100K. But instead of risking 100K and putting that on an exchange, right? You don't want to put 100K on an exchange. You don't feel comfortable having that much money on your exchange. Now, maybe what you do is you put 10K on the exchange and 90K stays in your bank or in your pocket or wherever you're safe, doesn't matter. So 10K goes into your exchange, but you have 100K to trade with. Now what you're going to do is put the leverage on 10x. Now your 10K is worth 100K. Even though you only have 10K in your account, your risk, 10x, makes it 100K. So if you now enter a position with your full 10K, your risk is going to be 1K, which is what you want because you want to trade with 100K. 1% risk of 100K is 1K. So that is also another way to use leverage. So with regards to my leverage, yes, I use leverage, but I don't use leverage to increase my risk. I mean, arguably, you increase, in my case, sometimes have a higher leverage to decrease risk because you don't want to have all the money on an exchange, as just explained. So it decreases your risk to the exchange. Like what was it? Fuck, what's the platform? FTO. What was the platform again? Oh, it was such a, the one that failed last year. The sponsor of Mercedes. God damn, what was that? FTX. Thank you, Samuel. For example, what happened to FTX can happen to any platform. We don't know anything about what's happening on the background. So if you don't feel comfortable putting 100K on the platform, just put on 10K, use 10x leverage, and still risk 1%. It's all calculation, right? It's just managing your risk. So I use leverage to manage risk, to still trade with a 1% stop loss, either have money extra to put it in other places, which is always good to have, but you can also use it to not put all the money on an exchange, but still trade with the total budget, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So yeah. CVD and Trading Light? No, I actually I used Coinalyze and AGGR. Never really got into Trading Light. What's up, Stefano? Welcome, Atita. Welcome. Good to have you. I count 3 waves right now, rooting for a 5th. Yeah. At the moment, that's true. So that's the bearish scenario, right? W, X, Y, zigzag in Y, poop, and then eventually you want to go down. So the next range is important, or hit 69K before you start ranging. In an A, B, C, you could have a finish C and then move down to hit the 618. Bearish CVDs building as price moves down. Yeah. At the moment, no bearish CVDs though, bullish CVDs. Higher low in price, lower low in the CVD. $65.9K. Wait. That is correct, actually. That's a nice one because I didn't see it yet. Yes, higher low in price, lower low in the CVD on the 1 hour. Of course, supported by local strength. So that could be interesting to potentially look for a bigger swing with support on the CVD here. So now, like CryptoMon says, nice find by the way. Higher low in price, lower low on the CVD. Bullish CVD on the 1 hour. I hear something about bearish CVD on the 3 minutes. For on my chart here, it's not like, no, there I only have bullish CVD here locally though. Higher low, lower low. Arguably that already played out now because you took this high. So, but yeah, no bearish CVD here at the moment. Cheers, Sachin. Love from the Netherlands. Youssef, sorry, I meant how to add CVD setup to the chart on Asia. I'm familiar with how to. I don't know what you mean with CVD setup. You can't add it. So whenever I make a screen, maybe that's what you mean. When I update in silver, I take a screenshot of the chart. Get the screenshot, and then what I do is I just draw on the chart, right? And then I'm up. And then I do and then I copy and then post. You can automate it. Mr. Friends in Discord is working on a bot that automatically detects CVD divergences, which is quite impressive. But it's not something I use at the moment. I just use, the eyes. By the way, with the bigger 1 hour CVD divergence here, want to say this. I prefer to always use CVD on the right side of the recent high or low. So this CVD divergence is a lot less relevant to me than any CVD divergence on the right side. Here we had bearish, here we had bearish. These already played out, right? Locally we had some bullish. These now played out. Here we had 3-minute bullish, already played out, right? But if locally you start to create price moving down, bearish CVD, we just look for price to eventually go down and invalidate the 1 hour bullish CVD. So it's more important to me to look on the right side, right? The right side of the recent high or low. I don't use hidden divergences, no. At least, so I do know, I believe that CVD divergences, sometimes people call them hidden because if you would read the same divergence on an RSI and MACD, it's a hidden one. But in CVD, it's the main one. On CVD, you don't use hidden ones. Short and long. I mean, interesting question. Longing is this. Shorting is this. Longing, you buy against the market. You want to see price move to the upside to make profit. If price moves down, you get a loss, or you go into a loss. When you short, you're shorting against the market, which means if you enter a short position, you want price to move down. If price moves down, you earn money. If price moves up, you lose money. That's the difference between longing and shorting. And you can make money both ways. Welcome to the future side of things. Yeah, FTX. What's up, Lowry? The fact that I almost used it. Yeah, but then again, how do you know? I mean, we don't know. Maybe tomorrow Binance goes bust or Bybit goes bust or whatever. Maybe BingX goes bust. I mean, we've all done our research, right? We know the platforms we use, at least I hope you do, are trustworthy and at least as good as it can be in the industry. But there's no guarantees, you know? So, yeah, as there never are in any form of trading, even if you buy stocks, right? Your stock today might be worth this and tomorrow it's bust. Yeah, you don't know. Always enjoy. What's up, Mark? Deja vu on this range. Particles of time. How you doing? Yeah, so far it's not a very impulsive structure to the upside. Manage my position. So in an impulsive scenario, what we want to see though is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're still looking for another range in 4 and then eventually another 5 to the upside. And then we can finish a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we still have ABC potential. W, X, ABC, Y, and then bloop. Cheers, Habibaldi. Enjoy some time with the kids. Have a nice weekend. Cheers, Shulahead. I love hearing it. I appreciate it. It's funny how things rolled with the channel. It's still crazy how things moved forward. It's very unexpected to go live every day and have all of you here with an average of like 200 viewers during the week, and in the weekend on Sunday it's a bit less. But 1 year ago and a little bit, the channel started. I mean, and here we are. Yeah. Nuts. Thanks to all of you, I should say. Cheers, Charbel Mana. I mean, I tried to do my best. I love Elliott Waves. I just started to, you know, and I like to enjoy, or I like to share my analysis in some Discord groups, and then people ask, can you make videos? Well, I'm like, yeah, I can. So I made a plan and I made videos. Now we're here. Sharing the beautiful theory that is called Elliott Waves. Yeah. Bearish div, that was the local top for the move. There is potential here after grabbing the liquidity. We do have the red candle with CVD moving up, which is an in-candle bearish CVD. This one already played out because we took the low. This red candle here, right? We got to wait and see how this one is going to end. Else you have another in-candle CVD here as well. The target for those in-candle CVDs is just the low of the candle though. At the same time, CVD is moving down quite quickly as well. Almost creating bullish CVDs here, at least here, so yeah. The FEG at 69k. Yeah, I mean, arguably on the 1 hour, you already touched the low of the gap, which is the key level I have here. If you look at Bitcoin on 1 hour, could you say the move up was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now the 1 hour candle move up is a C. If you look at Bitcoin on the 1 hour, could you say the move up is a finished 5, and now the 1 hour candle moving up is a C? I don't really understand the question. Are you talking about this being a 5-wave move and now this being a C? But I don't know what this wave C does in the context of this being a finished impulse. Unless you look for a bigger corrective structure. The move up that topped on Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, so that is this one. However, what is the relationship between your 5-wave move and wave C here? So from an Elliott wave point of view, right? For this to be a finished impulsive structure ending here, you need to count 5 waves. So you have 1, 2, 3. Well, this has to be your 4, and then 5. There's 2 reasons why probabilities are lower. First of all, the volume is highest in your wave 5. That is uncommon. Most commonly, volume is highest in your wave 3, which would be this structure. But as you can see, even though we had a volume spike, it's lower than we had in 5. So that is something we got to take into account. But most importantly, commonly your wave 4, by far most common, your wave 4 is longer in time than your wave 2. This is 2, this is 4. Now what we can do is we take a fib time from the start to the end of 2 to the end of your wave 3. And the 382 is an absolute minimum target really for a wave 4. So at least we made this low after the 382, right? So that's positive, that's good. However, as we know, most commonly a wave 4 is longer in time than a wave 2. So preferably it's finishing after the 1-to-1, which is not the case because that's here and this low has been made before the 1-to-1. So could you count this a 5-wave structure? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yes. Probability-wise, it doesn't have the highest probabilities for the bulls at the moment, unless you start to take 65.5k if price would move down now. That is when that scenario might that's when it increases in probabilities. At the moment, the probabilities are higher to look for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as long as it's not invalidated. And that is because the volume in 5 and the length in time of 4, which is not ideal in both cases. And the wave C, I'm not really sure. And now the 1 hour camera moving up is C. Yeah, I mean, in that case, you're looking for a bigger three-wave structure, I suppose. Or, oh wait, I mean, it doesn't have to happen. This can be this, even this can be a wave C, yes. But that would be a bearish scenario. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. And then your first wave 4 here, this being a wave C, is then a W flat, X zigzag, Y zigzag. Finish wave Y here. Do not touch 69K, that's your invalidation, and then move down. So if we take a fib, actually maybe even a little lower, I'm going to do that. 68.8K in this case. If we are comparing this wave 2 with this wave 4. 69K is the harder invalidation though. Bloops. Lowry, I do not forget about you. But quickly ending this. Thanks for helping, Arturo. I think we understood each other. So I just watched my first Elliott Wave video today. And there you go. We are converting people into Elliott Wave analysts. What's up, Birker? I mean, you've been here more often, but keep studying. With regards to that, by the way, I got a surprise coming up for everyone. I'm sure everyone will like it. It's going to be a playlist. A brand new one. Lowry, wait. Yeah, okay. I'm always me too, by the way. I'm very much a lurking viewer. I rarely ever chat. When I join live streams and stuff, I'm mostly just chilling, watching. Usually it's on my other screen while I do other stuff. Lowry, no problem. What are we currently anticipating or just observing? So I guess a short recap without going to the highest time frames. Wait, this is support resistance. Let me put this in a folder. Organize my shit here. So there we go. So if you've seen the previous videos, you're probably up to date with the 4 hour. I don't want to go to the daily, but 4 hour bullish hasn't changed, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Preferably your low here is in, because there's not much support below this low here, or kind of no support, and you would hit invalidation. Interestingly, this low is made before the 1 to 1 fib time, comparing 2 with 4, which of course is less common that wave 4 is shorter than 2. So that's something we keep in mind. So if we do continue a correction here, preferably we continue that sideways. But preferably nonetheless, that's your low, and you look up for a 5 in the bullish scenario. In the bearish scenario, we are looking for an impulse down, where your invalidation is 69.1K, taken from the high of 2 to the current low. Now, inside this wave 3, arguably, we're looking for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? In that case, we have to take another 618. Let me put it on the chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we take the fib from the high of Y2 to the low of 3. The low of 3 is not the low, by the way, not this one in that case. Right? Drag it to the right. Toggle on the wave 4 targets. Remove the 0.236 and the 382 because we already touched it. And then fade 4 there. And then this is your invalidation. Toggle on the price. Make it longer. Beautiful. Make use of the fancy new stuff, because we cool. And then that is your, okay. And then you're looking for another 5, another 4, another 5. Inside the white wave 4, we're looking for a WXY. 1 second. Flat, zigzag, zigzag. Inside your wave 4. Let me make this green for a second. Common target for your wave Y from the low to the high of W to the low of X. Misclicking. Poof. Common target area has been achieved for your wave Y. So that's color coding it, making it yellow. Making this one green for the sake of clarity. If we color, the 1.618 is an uncommon target for wave Y, so we make it orange. Put the boxes on. And then preferably, we have a WXY, flat, zigzag, zigzag, which means A, B, C. Whoops. A, B, A, B, C, up. It's going to be a little messy here. Fib time from the low to the high to the low. Zigzag. Common target for your wave C. I'm just going to overlap everything so you see how it all acts in confluence with one another. For your wave C, your target area is that. And voila. So this would be your main area of resistance. And in the bearish scenario, you're looking for rejection here, weakness, and price to move down. So that would be the end of your wave 4. Okay. Right, so with regards to probabilities, in your bullish scenario, we shouldn't forget, locally you then have a finished WXY double zigzag. And then you want to look for upside, so you're going to be counting 1, 2, continuation to the upside. And another 1, 2, continuation to the upside. Pum, 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 pum. Which means that locally, your invalidation for the bullish scenario at the moment is the 618. Reason is we want to see a wave 4. So 1, 2, and then you look for 3, 4, 5. Now, mind you, that this wave 3 should then be a wave 3 of a wave 3. So actually, you want to see very strong continuation. It's not that strong at the moment. But by all means, we are looking for at least another 4 and then another 5, where your wave 4 should be quite similar in length at least compared to your wave 2. So if we then take a fib time from, let me do the high to the, I actually have to go to a lower time frame for that. On the high to the low. I mean, which one is higher? That one. You're almost there though. 4, 5. 0.618 touched decreases probabilities for an impulse increases probabilities, this is corrective, increases probabilities to look for lower prices, increases probabilities for the bearish impulse to the downside, which increases the probabilities for the 4-hour and daily bearish scenarios, which in turn increases probabilities for the weekly bullish scenario I showed at the very beginning of the live stream. So yeah, that's how probabilities change. Yeah, I don't want to get, just removing this. What's that? Okay. Gonna take one higher. It's just a bit more safe. There you go. Summary of the analysis. That is correct, Lowry. If wave 2 is very long compared to wave 1, that is, then wave 4 has a higher probability of being short, yes. If the surprise would be an educative at least basis, that would be very appreciated. Working on it. Working on a fresh playlist with a surprise. Water went in the wrong hole there. Yes, absolutely. It's all probabilities. If wave 2 is long, wave 4 has a higher probability of being short. Yeah. What's up, Cheese? How you doing, man? Good to have you here again. Always funny comments as well. Underneath, like below the video, she answered my question, answering Larry's too. Cheers, Tim. To new time, probably all-time high is very low right now. I mean, it's just a bit early to call. You first want to see local strength. Preferably, you then want to see price move up and hit the 618. So that you invalidate an impulse to the downside at least. Past 5 weekends we've been pumping. Good question. Let's see. Okay, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday. So this was a bad day. Let's put it on Sunday, not Saturday, not both. Sunday. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, Saturdays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is currently your weekend in this range so far. Oh. Interesting times. Yo, what's up, Mark? 4 more. Hey, we reached 106. Thanks, everyone. Cheers, Perkyo. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. Thanks, Lowry. Very choppy markets, but wouldn't be surprised if we get weekend choppy pump. At least on Saturday, 50% chance in the past couple of weeks, at least, to, well, the past 12 weeks, which is the past 3 months, of seeing on Saturday a move up and on Sunday 75%. It's not much data, right? You can go back in time and collect more data every Saturday, every Sunday, but yeah. And by the way, up means closing above. It basically means green candle wherever it closes. I of course didn't calculate how far does it move up on average, and so you can go a lot more in detail, but this is just basic. Let me really quick. Goedenavond, Rob. Way to go. En scalping. Goedenavond, Sibel Netherlands. Goed dat je erbij bent. Living in the Netherlands, I can imagine as well. There's actually many Dutch people. I mean, I'm Dutch myself, so I guess YouTube gives a bit more preference to Dutch viewers or Dutch citizens, I guess. I don't know how the algorithm works, but I can imagine that's the case at least. Wait, I like your perspective on the Elliott Wave theory. I've been watching others, but I like yours the most so far. Thanks, Sibel. I appreciate that. Trying to help, trying to provide some insights, educate while updating. So usually explaining why I pull certain fibs and what to pay attention to and how do probabilities change if X, Y, Z happens. So yeah, I'm happy you enjoy it, and thanks for being here as well. First time you're in the chat, by the way. Welcome. Welcome. Good to have you here. Goedenavond. It is avond officially, yeah, it's 6 p.m. Let's go to the lower time frame, by the way. More interesting. Potential for a flat. Two, 3, 4. Bullish scenario is a flat. Most important support is this previous range. Wave 4 of a higher degree likes to retrace to a wave 4 of a lower degree. It's a guideline, not a rule. But then this would be our wave 4 of a lower degree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 4 of a bigger degree, retracing to the price action of a lower degree. Area of support, in other words. If we do get the flat, at least. One is on Mondays on the right. What do you mean, Blaster? I can count to 13 without using my fingers. Oh shit, I gotta practice, I can't. Getting a crazy CVD on yellow right now. Oh. Interesting. Oh. I never really like it. I never really like it when I see this stuff. It's too sharp. I like the slow moves, right? Like on CVD, like stable retracements to the downside, right? Slowly moving down instead of this. So I would definitely just wait. Still, I mean, oh wait, no financial advice, but I'm already in a position nonetheless. But is it bullish CVD? Yeah, but it's so sharp. I then prefer to see again more new CVDs as price moves up instead of price down. So you can get your C in and then start ranging again and grinding and then have bullish CVDs here. That would be more interesting to me than the one that we see here. Of course, in your most bearish scenario, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and here 5. So yeah, that's currently bullish and bearish scenario, I suppose. But this is like 3-minute time frame stuff. So let's go back to what we are used to. Yeah, it's not as pumpy as you would like to see in a wave 3 yet. Yeah. Is there a strategy to analyze Elliott waves with time? Yeah. I mean, it's called, so FIB time is the tool that you would use. And you want to compare wave 1 with 2, wave 1 with 5, wave 2 with 4, wave W with Y, wave A with C, wave A with B, W with X, A, B, C, D, E in a triangle with the previous wave structure, A and B in a flat. C is usually very quick. A plus B with C in a flat. Yeah, so yeah, you can absolutely use time, 100%. Covered this. Thanks again, Sibo. Isn't Sunday up when Saturday is down? Correct. You can speak Dutch? Jazeker. We kunnen ook een Nederlandse stream doen, als je wil. De vraag is hoeveel mensen Nederlands verstaan. Want we zijn nu met, wat zal het zijn? Oh, bijna 200 mensen. Ik denk niet dat er heel veel Nederlanders zijn. Okay, enough Dutch. Don't forget about the Belgians. That's true. That's true. They can also understand Dutch. At least some of them can understand Dutch. How's married life? The only change is a ring around my finger. Other than that, the same as before, which was absolutely great. So doing good. Thanks, Lowry. Yeah, I actually think in the past, like back in the day, I suppose, when people only started to live together once they married, I guess was a thing. I guess that's when the question, how's married life? I guess that's where it comes from. But nowadays, many people live together before actually getting married. So, yeah. So before we got married, we know each other for 6 years. We lived together almost... 1st of July 2019, she moved to the Netherlands. And then we got married in March. So 4 years and what, a couple of, like 3/4 of a year, 4 3/4 living together before we got married. Tried in parallel to ask ChatGPT how many of the last 12 Sundays price was up. Statistics confirmed. Really? Oh, nice. No, yeah. Wait. You never know. How can I remove all my useless chat GP? Oh, wait. This way. Okay. On the daily chart, wait. You are an analyst analyzing Bitcoin on the daily chart, daily time frame. Since the beginning of the year, how many Sundays ended would it understand green candle since the beginning of the year? How many Sundays ended up in green? Maybe it understands. And how many ended up red? I don't know if it understands. We'll see. Equal number. January 7 closed higher than January 6. Yes. So Saturday close against Sunday close. Wow. Flip a coin on Sunday, yo. Oh, there you go. ChatGPT. Interesting. Oh, one line was misplaced on Monday. Oh, I see. Oops. Wrong data collection. Yeah, so I answered this one now. LFG, low time frame, op analysis. What the hell are we talking about here? OP? Yeah, I've only watched one video, the latest one, and subbed on your channel, so I got notified. I see. Yeah, welcome to the channel. Hopefully you're gonna enjoy your stay. Still early. But yeah, thanks everyone for being here in general. It's great. Koen, can you say this move up is a wave 1 of an impulse? I count 5 waves to make a wave 1 up. This move up here, at least, I would count personally as 1, 2, 1, 2, and then I want to see a 3 and then 4, 5, 4, 5. Instead of another 1, 2, preferably, because this leg up is sharper and longer than this move. So preferably this is a wave 3 behavior. And then you move up and get 4 5s during the weekend and stuff. You know? So you have your 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then weekend 4 5 4 5 ranging, and then by next week you get a retracement. Ideally, what I think I said at the beginning of the stream, you have 1 2 1 2 in a bullish scenario. This is you get a 3. Weekend is going to be 4 5 4 5, so ranging structure. Then by 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 during the weekend, so you have a ranging weekend, wave 4s. Then early next week create a 5, take the liquidity of the 4s, then a retracement by midweek, end of the week to the downside, creating wave 2, wave B, depends on the structure, to the upside, and then possibly look back up again. That would be your bullish scenario, right? But we are not out of the danger zone yet for the bearish scenario. You need to hit the 618 before making a new low. Yeah, John. I don't trade stocks, only Bitcoin. How many Dutch people are there in here? Oh, I wouldn't know, like watching live, but if I go to the analytics, one second. So if I go to the analytics and I go to audience, then the top top countries in the last 28 days is top 5: US, Germany, UK, India, Netherlands. So Netherlands is 4.2%. It's actually not as much as it used to be. US is 12.8, then Germany 6.8, UK 5.7, India 4.8, Netherlands 4.2. Even though I speak German only. Kugelschreiber, Schmetterling. It's such a funny language. It's the money in the bacon. Yo, John, you okay, mate? I think it's time to go to bed now. Oh, here, Kugelschreiber. John, in Australia, it must be like, what, midnight by now? 2 a.m.? Still hanging out. What a guy. What a guy. Beautiful language. Many people think Dutch is not really beautiful. French is usually the more beautiful language, where Dutch is very... It's like a hard language, I suppose. Thanks, Larry. Actually, at the beginning of the live stream, literally in the first minute, I got called from the agent as we are selling our house to move to the south of France, and we accepted a deal literally on the phone in the beginning of the live stream. Microphone was off, but still. Next week, signing the contract. By the end of July, we should be out of here and in the south of France. So it might take a few days to set me up, but I'll try to keep the content coming, of course. As a Trackmania player, well, I already like the start of this question. Wait, where is it? Oh, as a Trackmania player, have you heard of Wooting a keyboard? Wooting keyboard? No. What is a Wooting keyboard? Is that a type of keyboard? Low latency. No. I don't know it. But I'm not really interested because I don't trade, or I don't play with a keyboard. I play with a controller. Myself, yeah. I chose to learn Russian over German. Achtung! Baby Thomas and Broadband know each other. No, so I used to be a controller player. Yeah, so I started on keyboard, but then I moved to controller because using a controller is a more relaxed position. When you're playing with a keyboard with your fingers, it just puts pressure on your wrists and the elbows and the shoulders. And when I play with a controller, I can sit in the back of the seat, rest my arms on the legs as well, and just hold the controller. So it's a better position, better posture. You are too careful. I just have a plan. I have a strat. I'm very patient in my trading. So yeah. Wow, CVD is absolutely tanking. Again, I don't like to use this bullish CVD now. As price moves down, I want to see new bullish CVDs on the right side. Right? If that's not the case, then yeah, not as interested. So why do you move to France? So my wife started a company in real estate, which she's going to do in France. I have a French passport as my mom is French as well. I've always been on holiday to the south of France, so I also know the area. And sun, ocean, mountains, snowboarding, lifestyle. Yeah. Thank you, Larry. South of France, Montpellier. Yeah, so we're going to live... We haven't found a house yet. We're going to do that when we go there. But so we first get an Airbnb, and then we're gonna look for apartments first because we don't want to commit to a house immediately and a big place and everything. We first want to stay there for a year and see if it's something for us. But we are looking between Nice and Monaco. Just above Monaco, you also have Beau Soleil, which is a nice area. It's a bit calmer out of the city. Nice view over Monaco, but also the ocean. So that's definitely an area of interest. Nice city center, not. I like to be on the outskirts. So the eastern side of Nice would be nice as well if you move towards Jean-Cap-Ferrat. Yeah. Wooden keyboard is for Trackmania. Check world record again. Oh yeah. I mean, I can use any keyboard with a cable, really. It's just another keyboard. So I have another one now. This is not a gaming keyboard though. I have the Logitech MX Keys Mini. But I don't know, what keyboard did I have back in the day? Oof. When I started. Steel Series. I had a Steel Series one. But then I switched to controller. So that is absolutely correct, Alexis. My brother lives in Nice, so I go, it's lovely in summer, winter is dead. Oh yeah. Summer in the Netherlands where I live, summer is dead and winter is dead. So I don't mind this. I like nature. I keep myself busy. You know, I like to be social. I also like to be by myself and do my own thing. So I don't mind that in the winter it's less active, and also the mountains are closed. Can always go snowboarding. Yeah. Also in winters, there's more sunny days in the south of France than there are in the Netherlands with regards to the winters as well. Yeah, I know Benjamin. At least I've seen his channel in the past. I haven't watched a video in a very long time, but I love his approach, which is very analytical, very science-driven, which is fun to see. But I haven't watched any crypto video really for a long time. If I watch, it's usually Formula 1 or Trackmania. Why are there so many trees in France? So the Germans can walk in shade. Should be Cohen. Yeah, probably. Too soon. Gold analysis, maybe on Sunday. Altcoin stream. Nice is quite close to San Remo. Yes. San Remo is on the other side of Monaco. That's where my pasta comes from. You mean Lowry? Lowry, you don't live in Italy, right? Or you lived in Australia, no? Wait, I'm confused. I'm always confused. Where do you live? What country? Italy? Monthly time frame analysis. If you go to my YouTube channel, Bitcoin Macro Elliott Wave, this one here, nothing has changed. So you can go to the live stream here. Timestamps are in, and you'll have the whole monthly analysis in there. Come from San Remo. God damn, that's indeed. It's on the eastern side of Monaco. Are we going to be neighbors? Neighboring countries. Raccoon, submark. Bonjour, patron. Bonjour, mon ami. Getting late in the US to make a big impulsive move now to new lows. Yeah. We might or highs. I mean, it's already 6:30. We only have 3.5 hours left now. Baby's awake after 2-hour nap. Have fun, guys. Have fun, Diamond. Good luck. Punkai saying your 1 month P&L Instagram story. I have no idea what you mean, but if you talk about sharing my 1 month P&L, it's private data. What are you going to do with it? Tap on it or hang it on the wall or my P&L is useless to anyone else but me. But I can say I'm very happy with the P&L. Add to this the most recent one. And now we're here. Why is everyone selling? It's just ranging. Or if you mean the past days, it's market behavior. I think that usually the why question in the market is a question that doesn't matter. Well, why is everyone buying? Why is everyone actually that no one actually asked it? Why is everyone buying? Wait, why is everyone buying? No, it's always why is people selling? It doesn't matter, right? People are selling, market longs are being absorbed by limit shorts, so that creates downside pressure. More people selling than buying, taking profits, getting liquidated. There's many reasons news might accelerate a move, but it just creates volume. In the end, it creates more people buying or selling based on news. So, yeah. Any altcoin question is Sunday. I'm very strict with this because once I open the door, everyone pushes through. So make sure you have a plan and a strategy. And if your plan was your limit order and it isn't hit, then so far price hasn't followed the plan. So either you gotta wait or create a new plan. Yeah. In this case, I went there when I was younger and backpacking across Europe. Oh, yo, backpacking across Europe. That's really cool. I mean, I've never done that. I've backpacked a couple of countries, but never countries in Europe. Maybe I have to do that sometime. I will do a road trip through Italy next year, though. Are you a fan of the monthly cycles? I don't even know what you mean. Like you mean bull bear market. Fan? No, I just analyze the chart with what it is. No. Do you ever use the liquidation maps? No. And am I right in saying the price always looks to take liquidity zones? Yes, I guess, yeah. It does aim for liquidity, which might not always be a certain high or low or double tops or double bottoms. But it's the places where you have the limit orders, where people get scared or have FOMO or greedy. Many people buying or selling, which can be absorbed by bigger positions to turn price around as they are looking for liquidity. So yeah, liquidity is a very important driver. Been living in Australia over a decade. Wow. From Estonia. What was the reason to move to Australia, Lowry? Weather, career, economy, nature, the Red Sea. If you move to Nice, make sure to visit my brother's restaurant. I can get you a VIP table. Yo, hit me up. We're gonna go to many restaurants. Normal table or VIP table doesn't matter. I'll go anyway. I love recommendations. So send me a DM. I'm gonna write it down. Put it in my phone. It will be one of the first we're gonna go to. Are you trading from TradingView? No, I'm trading from BingX. So its link is in the description. Yeah. Of course, it's an affiliate link. So if people register with the link, the channel will receive a small commission for the fees, which is 0.025%. But yeah, it's something. You need crazy volume before you really get anything. So that it supports the channel. All little bits help. And if you don't want to support the channel, you Google bingx.com. And very soon I will announce some other partners because BingX is going to move towards KYC. No, I don't really mind because I'm used to that anyway. But there's going to be 2 non-KYC partners, one specifically also for US, UK, Netherlands, and one spot partner. All well-known platforms. Why are there two pianos? Highest probability on the short-term time frame. I just analyzed when was that? When I think like what, 20 minutes ago, 25, 30 minutes ago. So your probabilities on the very short term are, funny enough, neutral here, because we're pretty much waiting for price to invalidate the bearish impulsive scenario by hitting the 618 here, or invalidate the bullish scenario by hitting the 618 here. We had bullish CVDs here, accompanied by 3-min bullish CVDs here, right? That is when probabilities increase to move up, and once we saw volume coming in as well. These have now played out, so the probabilities change to upside, impulse correction up. But now you're either looking at a correction is a WXY, and wave Y is then a wave A, B, C. Preferably though, your wave C is finished. So if you do move above the highs here, it increases probabilities of impulsive structures. So that is where probabilities start to change in favor of the bulls. Because in the bearish scenario, preferably you would like to see a high in, because you're looking for an A, B, C, and inside C here, you can count a 5-wave structure. So that's that, really. Live stream gym. Done that once, but yeah, I mean, I use it. Yeah, absolutely. In the Netherlands, when you buy it, it's called a power tower, but of course, it's also just a home gym stand thing. It's nice though. You can use it for dips, pull-ups, also push-ups, hanging, which is very good for your back, of course, core, and abdomen. What is that? Like your just core exercises, belly exercises. Altcoin analysis. A new one will happen on Sunday. Every Sunday is Altcoin Sunday for the live stream. The previous two are here. We covered many. So in the first one, it's 20 altcoins. In the second, I don't even know how many we did. 14, 15. So should be a fun day again on Sunday. Yeah? I want to see the world, so I travel, find my partner here, and feel better about life. That's good. That's good. And wanted to see the world. I mean, it's a beautiful place, so it's nice to travel around, and it's also very nice that you managed to find your partner and then feel better about life. So sounds good. You found your place. And trade directly from the TradingView chart. Oh, I didn't even know. I've never used that in my career. But also I don't want to do that, because with live streams and with the videos, I do everything on TradingView, and I like to keep things separated. Trading on there and then the rest on here. Pizza with or without pineapple, this guy. I mean, look, pineapple, pineapple for me is fresh. Yeah, I don't mind it. I eat everything. Like whatever. So yeah, I don't mind. Sorry. However, I can't remember the last time I had pineapple on pizza though. It's been ages ago. Details of my brother's restaurant. Oh wait, broadband. You're magic. I didn't know. Oh no, wait. You're not magic. Lol, that's someone else. Okay, I have to answer magic later. There we go. Broadband. Oh man, yo, broadband. I'll pay for the meals. Get you a nice table and a free meal. No worries there. But I appreciate mentioning the name, and I will make sure to let you know once we book the place. So I guess I can show it online because it's a restaurant. So hey, if he can get an extra client, Le Norris. So it must be this one. Yes, must be this one. Om nom 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 nom. Wait. Fuck, I get hungry. I like the spice logos here. I do like spicy food. Tandoori, bread. Oh, I love bread, but I'm Dutch. The French love their baguette. I like all sorts of bread. So that's nice. I also really enjoy Indian food. Tandoori chicken. Yo, that's gonna be my choice as a starter. Very nice. Chicken, that's good for the muscles. Yeah, I love chicken, protein. Yo, cheers, Broadband. Definitely gonna check that one out with my wife. Yeah, that's the one. Are you still in your long? Yeah, I'm just managing. Yeah. So, I mean, stop loss is already in profit. And I, of course, had the short from the daily naked point of control, which I closed at 67.3 pretty much. So, beautiful trade. Now I'm in a long. If it goes, it goes. Yeah, I'm just managing. And if it comes back and it hits my stop loss in profit, that's fine. Just look at a new setup. Zambellis is the best pizza. Yo, pizza carpaccio. That's the best one, man. I love pizza carpaccio. It's so good. And we had a place in the Netherlands when I was still living with my parents back in the day. The moment my mom said pizza, I said, yo, you know what I want. Carpaccio, man. Pizza carpaccio. It's so good. One day I will be able to do dips and pull-ups. Dave, you go to the gym a lot, right? Probably you'll be able to do at least a dip. Maybe a pull-up. Pull-up is more difficult, I suppose, than a dip, though. Mark. Calisthenics, the best. So many variable body weight, can't get old. Always changes up with rep range and duration and muscle tension. I used to bang out pistol squats back in the day. Yo, shit, crazy potato. Calisthenics, yo. You can teach me a thing or two. But I have a friend, and yep. I'm actually not. Wait 1 second. I gotta check if he still has his YouTube channel, even though his channel is about other stuff. But you'll. Oh wait, I'll just show a picture of the guy. You can see he's like my mate. He's a beast. Let me open this picture. So he, for years already, has done calisthenics, and he is big. Like, and he's a speaker. So his name is Yip. And I don't know if the picture does right. Like he's so strong. He can do, what's that? The pullovers? Like easy. He does them with weight now. This guy. Oh, you can't actually really see anything here. Oh, risotto. I love risotto. Yeah, so this is one of my best friends, was one of my groomsmen as well. Man, he's he's so strong. And yeah, muscle up. Thanks, Ichia. And yeah, he lots of chicken, lots of eggs, has a whole like rice. Trains for years already, and yeah, he's very strong. He's very strong. He's also teaching calisthenics to one guy, and I can always ask him questions as well. He's an amazing person. So very strong. Very impressive. Price just got really boring. Yeah, sideways range. Probably that's the reason why we talk about food and calisthenics. What price will be considered bullish? If I would answer this, of course, very to the point, then bullish would be any price above the current. However, probabilities wise, if you take this high, 68.5k arguably, the probabilities increase to fill the gap on the 1 hour, which also increases probabilities to move to the 618, because if this is bearish and you look for a WXY with a zigzag in Y, preferably this would be your high here. So because you can count an impulse. So then you have your A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in C. And then this preferably is the end, and you move down again. If you do move up from here, probabilities increase. You have an impulse here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, in that case, your bearish scenario is going to change to A, B, and C, as long as you don't hit the 618. Bullish scenario is continuation. And then your wave C is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not touch the 618 as an invalidation, and then you want to move down. Makes me think the resistance, I want to have this box on the chart. There we go. The Indian street vendor vids on Instagram. I haven't actually. I do like street food. When I was in Taiwan, when I was in Indonesia, yeah, I enjoy street food. Getting hungry, yeah, same. Yeah. I love good food. Like, I like to cook as well. And I think here at home, like Ashley cooks most often, and she is really good as well. Like, man, I love her cooking. Risotto is nice. Did we get any CVD? We already had. I mean, at the moment, arguably, of course, you have more bullish CVD here, but this is a very sharp move down. We did have a bit of bullish CVD on blue, did it? Yeah, so higher low in price, lower low on the CVD on blue. Also here, green candle, yellow moving down. But yeah, more importantly, zooming out, higher low in price here, lower low on the CVDs. And then this was important for me, higher low in price, lower low on the CVD on the 3 minute. Moving to Thailand, one of the best places for street food. I've never been to Thailand yet, but yeah, street food, man, it's great. Enjoy, Changon. Enjoy, enjoy. Did you see in X the post about what men who cook deserve? I haven't. Maybe for the best. Thailand has the best street food. I look forward to visiting. Audio, 100%. Rudy. Oh. Mexican food, the best. Audio and soda, we have some amazing spots. Good. Could you call this a last impulse up, a wave 1, another 3? Of course, like probabilities would be low because this move up is longer than this move in price. And also you can see a lot more vertical and increasing volume. So preferably, therefore, we call this a 3 compared to another 1. So in a multi 1-2, your next wave 1 is preferably shorter in time and price than the previous wave 1. But this one is longer in price than this one. And it's also, it's of course a vertical one. So this one is very horizontal, this one very vertical, plus increased volume, which is very wave 3-ish behavior. So it's not preferred. at the moment. Okay. Okay, everyone. It's been a ride. We've been online for 3 hours and 15 minutes. It's time for me to do some other stuff as well. The weekend is coming up. That's true, Alexis. So, yeah. Oh. Okay, maybe time to do a workout, yo. Get some movement. I've been standing all the time. I love standing when I'm live streaming. But yo, everyone, thanks for being here. Thanks for spending some time with me on the charts this Friday. Tomorrow, at the moment, as expected, another live stream. So yeah, I'm gonna see you there. Of course, it's already 7 p.m. So I'm not sure if I'm actually going to make a video, like an evening update. I might make an update maybe to summarize the charts. I will put a timestamp in this live stream because I think about 50 minutes ago, I analyzed the chart again when Lowry came in, which is currently exactly what we're looking for. So, yo, Shirley, how you doing? Discussing, yeah, discussing about food. Good to see you here, Shirley. But yeah, maybe a video tonight. Of course, the probabilities are quite clear, but it might help to summarize some stuff. Else, tomorrow morning is another update. But yeah, thanks everyone for being here. And yeah, Shirley, been a while since you caught one, but at least nice to see you popped in, said hi as well, and I'll maybe see you at the next one. So thanks everyone for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you at the next one.